It's the best I can do, okay? I like Pink Mango Man. This is all right. Let's try other things. I can make it red. Nope, didn't change a damn thing. I can make it red. I can make it bright. This is green. I look like I have jaundice. Oh, scary. All right, I can make myself the Take On Me guy. Take on me. It's Luma Criken. Wow. That's fantastic. Do we keep this one? I'm kind of curious. Maybe people just won't notice that I'm here. I want new viewers to show up and not realize that there's a streamer on the screen. Yeah, this is my digital typing. This is so crazy. Wow. It really is like all of the... When I'm against like a white backdrop. Wow, look at that. That's a cool effect. You know, maybe I'm just going to stream like this from now on. Also, someone brought up something important in stream chat that I didn't recognize. We played the Donkey Kong rap at the start of the stream, and they said Chunky died? Is this true? I was told that this is a Brental Floss video. Is that where this comes from? Look up the song. All right, we got to watch this first. I don't mean to be a reaction streamer, but that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Okay. Finally here, performing for you. If you know the words, you can join in too. Put your hands together if you want to clap as we take you through this monkey rap.
No. No. I've never seen this.
Here we go again. So they're finally back. It's been a long time. They're bringing you a brand new rhyme. You loved them all in DK6 Foul, and I bet you're wondering where are they now? DK. Donkey Kong. He's the leader of the bunch. You know his name, but behind the scenes, he's not the same. After DK64, he got into guns. Now he hunts endangered species just for fun.
DK,
but
no.
his coconut gun still fires and spurts. If he shoots ya, you'll probably die. He's older, meaner, and wealthier too. He's the first member of the DK
no.
crew. DK. He loves guns. Tiny Kong's back, so listen up, dude. She can shrink in size to suit her mood.
Okay.
Now you may have heard that the bees are dying.
What?
Well, the truth about Tiny is horrifying.
What?
She's killing all the bees.
Why?
She's killing all the bees.
Why is she killing all the
We
bees?
don't know why, but she's killing all the bees.
Tiny, no.
She can float through the air and climb up trees, but Tiny Kong's a murderer of bees.
Stop, Tiny.
Goodbye, bees. He has a funny face. His limbs are long, but lanky never felt like he belonged. He earned a degree in a college town and decided to work as a sex ed clown.
No.
Now he has a penis puppet
Jesus.
and a vulva puppet
Oh,
too,
no.
and he'll give a creepy lecture.
Chat, no. Chat, no.
Just for you.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Diddy Kong hits the stage just like Gary Coleman. He does not age.
Oh, God.
His face is youthful like Peter Pan's, but he's a bitter old bastard who hates his fans. He's angry, horny, libido.
No, God.
Women won't date him cause he looks like a child.
Aw.
That might explain his job, which you won't forget.
No, no, no,
He
no,
blogs
no,
for
no, no, no.
Dippy, Trump, MRA.net.
Jesus Christ. What happened to the Kongs, dude?
And then there's Chunky. He's dead.
No! Chunky!
Now the song is over.
Chunky's dead. Oh God! All right, I get it now. God, that's a good video. Chunky is dead. All right. Well, hey, let's go back to the fun, fucking Temtem content, right? My Spotify wants me. You know what? My Spotify can wait. Nothing stops me from giving my attention to my viewers. Okay, Spotify, put them on hold, secretary. You may have a notification for me. Not right now. I'm busy making content. You, the lips still have color? Oh my God, you're right. My lips are the only thing that aren't transparent. This is odd. When are you become a sex ed clown? I don't have a response for that. Boy, am I glad I brought up Chunky. Yeah, well, I didn't know he died, dude. That's fucking dark. The Coochie Wrangler, thank you for the Prime sub. And Radiant Worm, thank you for the 39 months. Big respect. Should probably delete VOD. Nah. We're okay. By the way, I finished TV training the last pump. And would you look at that? He's a freaking monster now. 500 defense, 500 special defense. I fought a random dude on the street in Temtem. I was just walking around and someone walked up to me and we fought. And he couldn't damage it, like, at all. How many pumps is the last pump? Took about 12. Took about 12 pumps. Professional alcoholic with a strong liver. That's me. The other one is Nidhogg, who we've been training. I already got 500 attack TVs on them. I don't really know where to put the others. I think special defense because it's lacking that. But after that, I don't know. Maybe HP? To lighten the mood, I've got something cool to trade you. Is that right? Wait, the mood isn't light? Did I ruin the mood? Oh, man. Yeah, I think either speed or stamina also would be good. Vibe check, guys. How's the vibes? Chunky's dead, dude. You're right. I guess that is pretty bad. We're in mourning. Bad vibe. I miss Chunky, dude. He wants to trade me. All right, this better not be something that gets me in trouble with the boys. What's it gonna be? I'm also dead. Look at me, dude. I'm a ghost. It was a bait. Oh, look at that animation. Oh, look, each of the faces have different emotions. Guys, which of the snake faces are you? Are you happy face? Are you the two angry faces? What's the difference between these two? I guess this one curves up, that one curves over. Grumpy face and then resting bitch face. Oh, it wants to trade again. All right, what is it? What is it, teammate? Oh. Bird. Whoa! That's a good fucking bird. Are you sure, dude? Oh, at least let me give you a pansun, man. You know. Just toss a pansun your way, my man. All right, fine. I'll also give one of my snakies. There, I don't need this anymore. It's a good snake. Toss a coin to your breeder. What is this cursed, Criken? Not cursed. Just ghost. Not all ghosts are cursed. Some of them just like chilling out, dude. All right, today, guys, we're mostly going to be... We're going to finish TV training Nidhogg, who's going to be a crazy strong snake. And then we're going to try catching 1,000,000 Ocluras in the chance of maybe getting a Luma. And if not, then getting a really good one for breeding. Okay? That is our destiny. I'm fading back in a bit. Oh my god, you're right. I don't like seeing my skin. Be gone, skin. That's really uncomfortable. Oh no. There we go. We're back, baby. The flesh is weak. Okay. This is Criken's Luma form. It's just less of me. It's just lacking. All right, what's the music? What's the vibe we're feeling for music tonight, guys? We feeling Doomer? We feeling Bloomer? We feeling KK? We feeling Future Funk? What are all these traits? I don't want to get in the habit of getting free donations from folks. So if we want to trade, then let's try and come up with a fair trade. Oh, this is pretty good, boy. Here, I'll trade one of those guys for. This is a very good snake. How about that? Or yeah, fuck it. Here you go. Good trade. Shantae soundtrack. The DK soundtrack. You know, we have opened up with a DK song. Or, okay, this is maybe crazy. Maybe we'll wait till later on tonight. I have a guilty pleasure. I'm not even that guilty about it. I've been listening to a ton of SCP audio logs from the account The Volgan, which is a great SCP diary kind of audio book channel. So if we want, we could just listen to some fucking SCP logs from Volgan's channel and just discuss them, you know? All right, let's give it a shot. It is spooky, so if you're a little scared, turn away now, okay? All right, this one is called The Slow Burn Sloth.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be studying today is SCP-2774. Object Class, Keter. Special Containment Procedures. All instances of SCP-2774 are to be destroyed upon recovery. Webcrawler AO3-G32 has been set to monitor and scan all forms of online visual media for SCP-2774-A and alert recovery teams upon detection.
Online media.
Teams are assigned to monitor internet and live television for SCP-2774-A. If detected, Recovery teams are to be dispatched immediately.
But
Any personnel who are exposed to
I'm
an instance of
online
SCP-2774 for more than 5 seconds are to be issued Class C amnestics and temporarily
I'm sorry, was that 5
relocated
seconds?
to
Was that 5 seconds? Did I just display for 5 seconds? I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I might have doomed you all. I think we were 4 seconds, though. I think we're okay.
Site-116.
Let's keep
Due
listening.
to the nature of SCP-2774, it is recommended that researchers assigned to SCP-2774 have some form of deuteranopia, colloquially referred to as red-green color blindness. Recovery teams are working to recover those affected by SCP-2774 and relocate them to Site-116 to test for a possible cure. Until one is discovered, Site-116 will serve as a permanent residency for all affected persons. Read Addendum Alpha. Approval for testing subjects in Site-116 must come from the Ethics Committee
See you
and
boys
Site
in
Overseer,
Site-116.
Dr. Martin. Subjects kept at Site-116 are to
Fan meet up in Site-116, guys. I'll see you there. I'll be over by the coffee machine.
maintain limited to no contact with personnel unless approved by the proper parties. Subjects kept at Site-116 are to be allowed 2 hours a day of social interaction with other subjects.
2
30
hours!
minutes will be designated to the following: breakfast, lunch, courtyard, and dinner. Subjects are not to be allowed to wander outside of the designated social areas or stay in groups larger than 5. Subjects will be contained in Euclid-level humanoid containment cells as of October 15th, 2010. Subjects are not to have social interaction of any kind.
Oh, thank
In
God.
addition, subjects must not leave their cells until further notice.
Don't worry, guys. No social
Description.
interaction. We're okay.
SCP-2774 is any medium which contains SCP-2774-A. SCP-2774-A is a mimetic image of an unknown humanoid entity, presumably wearing a sloth costume. Effects of viewing SCP-2774 set in between 40 to 100 hours after exposure to SCP-2774-A. Those affected will begin to lose the ability to use cognitive functions or make higher-level decisions, except for a period lasting around 150 seconds every 24 hours.
Sorry, I'm going to pause the video real quick. I want to make sure I'm doing the right thing on Temtem. So I'm trying to train speed, I think, on the snake, right? So let me check this real quick to make sure I'm in the right place. Sorry for pausing it. I know you guys, you want your you want to get your giggles out. Don't worry. I got you. All right. Cool. All right, I think we're okay. Dirt Bunny's already dead. It's true. We're going to put Nidhogg in. So they get their proteins. And we're going to give him the lure. All right. All right. Giggles reactivated. As long as you guys don't see a picture of the SCP, we should be good. I just need to not hit display cap. Oh, wow. My bad. I was trying to delete that button from my screen, but I accidentally hit it instead. Okay, we should be okay now. It wasn't 5 seconds. I think you're still good.
This period occurs randomly. SCP-2774-A manifests itself in various forms of non-live media, including movies, television, magazines, and in some cases, personally recorded videos or pictures.
It manifests itself.
SCP-2774-A is typically located in the background of whatever media it appears in. To date, there have been no instances of SCP-2774 on the internet. A single incident in northern Canada where SCP-2774-A appeared on live local television resulted in the relocation of over 4,000 people to Site-116.
Holy shit.
The image only retains its anomalous properties.
how many people are
if the
watching
image
this right now?
contains hues of red or green. Therefore, those with deuteranopia or other forms of color blindness are not affected by SCP-2774. SCP-2774-A is believed to possess memetic properties that are enhanced based on the number of people it affects. Manifestations of SCP-2774-A appear to become more frequent as the number of living victims increases. After the implementation of Protocol XXJ9, reports of manifestation drop significantly. Tests show that, including the colorblind, SCP-2774 does not affect the majority of people who view it. It is estimated that under 40% of those exposed to SCP-2774 are actually affected. This percentage is also directly affected by the number of living SCP-2774-A victims.
That's confusing.
When subject to SCP-2774-A's effect, victims appear to move normally based on muscle memory, albeit with slowed reaction times. They are very passive and compliant with personnel, willing to answer basic questions and follow commands, though they display a lack of emotion. While they appear conscious, victims cannot control their actions in any way during this time. Victims, upon entering their 150 seconds of lucidity, are often highly agitated and fearful. Victims may act irrationally while lucid. Those affected report complete memory of time spent without cognitive function, but no ability to comprehend their actions or affect them in any way. Upon initial realization of regained cognitive abilities, most express dread upon realizing the permanence of their situation.
What permanence?
In numerous instances, those affected by SCP-2774 report observing SCP-2774-A while their body is acting autonomously. Perception of reality appears to be lost during that time. Subjects are to be considered unstable when conscious, and are to be approached with care, not to be approached at any time. Those who
So they get hypnotized when they view this thing. It doesn't affect you if you're colorblind. And then only some portion of the population in addition to that? Why do you sit back to say that? I think he dubbed over. He didn't like one of his reads and dubbed over it probably. Test it. Stripping is safe. How many colorblind folks do we have in chat right now? Look at how little damage we take. The last pump is just a fucking monster. Tomato's also safe? Are all my friends colorblind? What does this look like to you right now? I don't see half of Criken's face. Am I colorblind? Look gray. Alright. Temtem can't see purple. Aw. That's sad. The colorblind friends are also the most associated with the color red for some reason. Oh, that's true. That's interesting. Okay, back to the video.
who have been resettled at Site-116 have displayed an affinity to SCP-2774-A. Art, literature, and effigies of SCP-2774-A can commonly be found hoarded in the corners of the subject's rooms. All objects are presumed to have been created while unconscious. These objects are commonly traded between subjects during free hours. Any such items are to be removed
like
and incinerated and their creators terminated, along with any subjects seen emulating SCP-2774-A. Recorded interview log 27. Dr. Clark Chung conducted the following interview with subject 866, David, on June 11th, 2010, upon confirming lucidity.
Hello, David.
David.
If you help answer a few questions, we can come closer to fixing you. Are you ready? Since we have limited time, could you tell us what exactly you experience when you're not in control? Yeah. Well, I guess it's like this. It's like you're being driven around strapped down so that you can't move. You can't feel anything in your body either. The worst part is that you can't hold a thought for more than 5 seconds. It's hell. You're not right. We can continue tomorrow if you'd like. It's fine. I just want to enjoy being able to control myself a bit before I lose it. When you're stuck in there, in your own head, you just want to scream. But you can't. You try for hours and hours. Move an arm, a leg, make a sound. It won't happen. You can't even control when you breathe. And then, the hallucinations. Sloth.
Subject 866 looks towards the guards standing on each side of Dr. Chung, then checks the clock. Subject 866 begins to shake.
He's watching us. I can't face him again.
Someone posted it in chat.
Don't take this personally.
Guys, hi chat, hi chat.
Subject 866 reluctantly lunges towards the guard to Dr. Chung's right. Subject 866 is terminated immediately following contact. Dr. Chung exits the room.
Damn.
Following this interview, the clock in the Site 116 interview room has been removed.
The clock. Was he in the clock?
Recorded interview log 30. Dr. Clark Chung conducted the following interview with subject 7444, Claude, on October 1st, 2010, upon confirming lucidity.
Are you going to kill us? No, we're going to help you. Now, we just have a few more helpers. Please, just kill us.
Jeez.
It's the only way to stop it. There's just no point anymore. Stop what? The sloth? I don't know what it is. The first few days that you stuck, I only showed till maybe once, 2 or 3 times.
Pog, dude.
Shut up, no, okay. But after a week or so, you just see it everywhere. Nowhere is safe. In the corner of my eye, it's just staring. I don't know. Please, could you continue on about this sloth? If I do, it's going to punish me for this. The sloth never talks, never says a word. I feel like I need to be it. I need to act like it, so leave me alone. Everyone knows it wants us help. It knows if we don't too. It can see us, even when I'm awake. I can see it watching us right now. Right behind you. He's just sitting there. Looking right at me. When I sleep, it makes me open my eyes sometimes. You can't control how I believe women like that, but it can. I just watch it. It stares at me all night, and then it starts to scream at me. I can't cry, or yell for help, or...
At this point in time, subject 7444 becomes unresponsive, collapsing onto the desk.
Claude, are you all right?
Claude.
Medical, we need assistance.
Medical teams rush into the room. It was determined to be a return to previous cognitive state. Approximately 4 hours after the interview, Dr. Chung filed for immediate termination of subject 7444.
Aw.
This request was approved on October 4th, 2010. Recorded interview log 32. Dr. Clark Chung conducted the following interview with subject 9225, Jason, on October 5th, 2010, upon confirming lucidity.
The more
Face.
we learn, the sooner we can fix you and everyone else. We don't have much time. Could you please answer the following questions?
Subject 9225 nods quickly.
Great. Now, others have mentioned hallucinations while incapacitated. Can you tell us what kind of hallucinations you experience? There's everyone, okay? And they're walking around like zombies, like I do. I see the sloth, the thing with the sloth costume. It walks around and it controls people. Small things, like basic tasks, you know. It's testing what it can do. I don't know if it's hallucination. What kind of things does it make you do? Okay. Well, it usually just, it controls us. But it's been happening more and more. Every time more people come here, it makes us do more. I think that soon it can make us do a lot more. In the beginning, it would just do things like moving an arm or a leg or something like that. Last time, it made us fight. Remember that a few days ago? That was the thing doing it. I could see it twisting them. It's been changing too. Becoming darker, more solid. Like after the time that...
Subject 9225 jerks his head back. Dr. Chung jumped back in his chair as Subject 9225 convulses and security rushes into the room. Subject 9225 looks back to Dr. Chung with a blank expression.
Oh shit.
Following this interview, additional security was
sneeze?
prescribed to Site-116, as well as a letter to the Ethics Committee requesting implementation of Procedure XXP9. The request was accepted 2 days after it was sent. See Addendum Alpha. Addendum Alpha. Level 3 clearance required. Addendum. Procedure XX-J9.
Following the recorded interview log 32, my team and I have drafted Protocol XXP9 in order to help contain SCP-2774-A. We will begin by pruning the current population of Site-116 from approximately 6,400 subjects to 200 by this time next month. Termination will be carried out by Site-116 staff by a method of lethal injection. Schedules for termination will be sent to all personnel. In addition to this,
Maybe we shouldn't go to
task forces in
the
charge of controlling
site, guys.
SCP-2774 off-site have been instructed to terminate anyone exposed instead of transporting them here. This procedure has been approved by the necessary parties and will begin within the week. If you are on site and listening to this, you're probably going to have to take part in this.
You.
Class A amnestics will be available after your duties are done, if you so choose.
No
Keep
fan
in mind
meetup.
the state of
Aw,
suffering
man.
these people are in. This is as much for their benefit as it is ours. This is Dr. Clark Chung, signing off.
Mr. Chung. Alright, so again, for those that are wondering, this is the sloth,
Okay.
burn
I
sloth.
think that about does it for
SCP.
today. Thank you all for listening.
Take a good long look.
If indeed you still are, and you are all dismissed. Goodbye.
Alright guys, so for those just joining us, this is the weirdest mashup of streams. We're gonna be playing Temtem and listening to SCP logs. Because why the fuck not, you know? What do we do next? Let's see. I'll take recommendations soon. For now I'm just gonna go off recommended. Laugh is fun. That sounds fun.
Good afternoon,
Laugh
everyone.
is fun.
My name is Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-2030. Object Class, Keter. Special Containment Procedures. Foundation-operated web analysis bot Delta-9, LaughStomp, is to be kept in constant operation and checked for defects twice a week by a Level 2 staff member familiar with its operation. When functional, the bot will search a wide range of file sharing and video streaming websites for SCP-2030 and remove any manifestations discovered. Finding and isolating SCP-2030's point of origin is considered a Delta-level priority. Efforts to locate the studio where SCP-2030 is filmed are ongoing.
Uh-oh.
Description: SCP-2030 is an anomalous phenomenon that manifests as a television series. The medium through which SCP-2030 manifests changes depending on the most popular format currently in use. As of 2014, SCP-2030 most commonly inserts itself into automated DVD rental kiosks.
Oh shit. Hey, what's up, Robez? Welcome everybody. You're coming in a really odd stream. So let me preface this. Hey, you know him. All right, Robez, we are streaming Temtem, which is a game I'm addicted to. It's basically Pokemon, but new and for PC. While listening to SCP logs read by the YouTube channel Volgan, as shown here. So it's a mixture of very light and happy, catch 'em all cartoon game, and very dark, creepypasta internet, culture stuff. So yeah, it's got a little bit of something for everything. Also, I'm a ghost because my webcam broke, and for some reason it thinks everything is blue. So I am now also an SCP. Hope you guys are doing well in your warband experiences, if that's what you're streaming today. I listen to Volgan and SCP exploration series often before bed. Yeah, I've stumbled across them again after a couple of years, and I've listened to it now for like the last 3 days, and it's been a blast. So the current one we're listening to is SCP-2030, called Laugh is Fun. Then there's Criken. He's dead. Need to recreate this for all his Cyberpunk game streams? Yeah, easily. I can easily do that. There's another channel called The Exploring Series. Cool. Yeah, we'll check those too. All right, we're returning to it. So far, all we've learned is that SCP-2030 is a TV show, and that depending on the era, it has changed the way it is consumed. So we will see as if it's got a different distribution each time.
File sharing websites and paid on-demand video streaming services.
Uh-oh.
Prior to 2012, SCP-2030 commonly manifested as a DVD set in video rental stores, and as VHS tapes prior to 2003. Thus far, no reliable evidence that SCP-2030 manifestations took place prior to the year 1993 has been discovered. However, 38 seasons of programming are known to exist, implying that SCP-2030 has been active to some degree since 1976.
Jesus.
The series title typically appears as Laugh is Fun, although variations on this name such as Laugh is Life or Laugh is Laugh are not uncommon.
Laugh is Laugh.
The series has no corresponding box art. It mimics art from other television series, often causing viewers to select it, mistaking it for another program.
Oh, that's fucked up.
The show is a hidden camera comedy series, showcasing the candid responses of various people to bizarre, disturbing, and often anomalous situations. Episodes usually run between 10 and 12 minutes, and feature introductory and closing segments that bookend the hidden camera footage. No episode to date has had an end credit roll. SCP-2031 is a presumably human adult male that serves as the show's host, providing introductory and closing commentary as well as appearing to victims to reveal that they are being filmed for a television series. SCP-2031 is invariably shown wearing a royal blue three-piece suit with black and white wing-tipped shoes. Due to the way in which scenes are filmed, SCP-2031 is only seen from the neck down, making identification difficult. It refers to itself as Laffy McLafferson. Individuals appearing on the show often react to the events that they witness with panic or distress, but immediately appear calmed upon the appearance of SCP-2031. This is true even when the individual in question has sustained significant bodily harm or witnessed a particularly traumatic event.
Jeez.
Additionally, most recorded individuals seem to express some degree of familiarity with SCP-2031, with some claiming to be fans of the show. Research into whether SCP-2030 uses its viewership as a victim selection pool is ongoing. Episodes follow a
This is
particular
great. I love this
theme
one so
that
far.
each prank segment alludes to. SCP-2031 introduces these themes at the beginning of each episode in an as-of-yet unidentified film studio, whilst standing atop a bright yellow stage decorated with oversized geometric shapes of various colors. Episode themes may vary, from the mundane, such as the beach, pets, and candy, to the strange and violent, such as mail fraud, arson, and terrorism.
Candy.
SCP-2031 delivers a small speech at the end of each program to close out the show. At the end of each episode, the camera pulls back and around SCP-2031's stage to show the studio audience, which usually comprises the individuals featured in the episode. During this time, the words "filmed in front of a studio audience," created in partnership with YWT GTHFT, are superimposed over the footage in white text. Research into the identities of the people featured in the show's prank segments has revealed that they are all persons who were officially documented as having died or gone missing in the year they appeared on the program.
Fuck.
Thorough investigations into the deaths of SCP-2030 participants have revealed a number of inconsistencies and contradictions in matters concerning the circumstances of the deaths. Additionally, exhumations of the individuals' remains have revealed that all recorded participants' bodies are currently missing. The general consensus among researchers assigned to SCP-2030 is that victims are likely to be abducted after their use in the show, with their disappearances covered up when possible. However, no concrete evidence connecting the individuals' deaths with SCP-2030 besides the show's footage has yet been found. Addendum. The following are examples of pranks featured on the program.
Death prank.
Season 24, 2000. Episode theme,
Candy.
Swelling.
Swelling.
Individuals involved, Macy Gershom and Kyle Parker, killed by a hit-and-run driver on September 18th, 2000. Scene description. An elderly woman sits on a park bench, feeding nearby pigeons with seed from a bag. Gershom and Parker, a couple, walk down a park path and approach the woman. Once the two come within approximately 1.5 meters of the elderly woman, a swarm of pigeons fly into the elderly woman's mouth, causing her stomach to become severely engorged and quickly rupture. The couple express great distress at the event until SCP-2031 emerges from the elderly woman's open stomach, at which point Gershom and Parker appear relieved.
Oh, just a prank.
Season 21.
It's just a prank.
1997. Episode theme, Margaret Thatcher. Individuals involved. Doris Carter.
Margaret Thatcher?
Died of ovarian cancer, February 24th, 1997. Scene description. Miss Carter walks into her kitchen and opens a cabinet door, out of which falls a large mass of flesh. As Carter screams, the mass grows and shapes itself into a severely disproportional facsimile of former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Margaret Thatcher.
Oh my
With
god.
its head twice as large as its torso.
Jesus.
Carter rushes to leave the room, but the Thatcher creature leaps onto her before she can escape. It extends its tongue into the woman's open mouth, and Thatcher faces of various sizes begin appearing across Carter's skin. The faces proceed to recite Thatcher's April 1986 speech on the bombing of Libya in perfect unison.
Oh my god.
SCP-2031 climbs out of a nearby cupboard and points to the hidden cameras. Miss Carter
You're
smiles.
on camera.
The creature's tongue extended down her throat.
Holy shit.
Season 13, 1989. Episode theme, Squirrels. Individuals involved, Melissa and Travis England, disappeared. Last seen, May 12th, 1989. Scene description. Miss England lies in a bed next to a male figure, presumably Mr. England. A series of high-pitched squeaking noises are heard, and Mrs. England is awakened. She tells her husband to wake up, but he does not respond. She places her hand on his shoulder, but quickly draws it back with a shriek. His skin begins to undulate, as though something is moving underneath.
Nope.
A multitude of squirrels then burst from various places on his body, quickly filling the bed and crawling onto the woman. She rises to leave the room, but SCP-2031 walks in and turns on the light. He is accompanied by Mr. England, who has been skinned from head to foot, but gives no indication of feeling any discomfort. All three share a laugh, and the segment ends.
Just the...
Jesus fucking Christ.
I like when he breaks character.
Season 13, 1989. Episode theme, tracheotomies. Individuals involved, Gary Terman, Lindsay Terman, and their children, died in a vehicular accident on April 28, 1989. Scene description. The four sit around a dinner table eating a meal. Mr. Terman begins coughing and gasping for air, as if choking. As the others at the table begin to panic, a pair of slits appear on Terman's throat, allowing him to breathe. These slits quickly become nostrils, which rapidly grow into a full nose, which in turn becomes an entire second head, identical to Terman's original. This second head then sprouts a neck of its own, and the entire process repeats. This continues until 18 necks and heads have sprouted from the original, at which point SCP-2031 steps out from underneath the table. Everyone present erupts into raucous laughter, including all 19 of Mr. Terman's heads.
Oh my god.
Season 37, 2013. Episode theme, cephalopods. Individuals involved, Rebecca Nash, surgeons unidentified. Died of complications in child delivery on November 2nd, 2013. Hospital records show no evidence of anomalous activity during birth. Scene description. A team of obstetricians perform a cesarean section procedure on Miss Nash, who is in labor. The team comment on the size of the child's cranium and the amount of hair present on it. Several minutes into the procedure, a doctor makes an exclamation of surprise and drops an instrument on the floor. Muffled vocalizations can be heard in the background. The rest of the staff begin to panic as the head emerges unassisted from Nash, causing her a great deal of pain. The child's head can be seen to resemble that of American television presenter Ryan Seacrest.
No!
The child sings "Row, row, row your boat" in a female voice as it continues to exit the mother.
Oh my god.
As more of its form emerges, the child can be seen to have the body of a fully grown octopus, Octopus vulgaris. Once the child fully exits Nash's body, it continues to sing as another head begins to emerge. 3 more children are produced in total, with the heads of celebrities Jack Nicholson, American film actor, Johnny Cash, American singer-songwriter, and Martin Freeman, British film actor, respectively, all with similar octopus bodies. Together, the 4 sing "Row, row, row your boat" in a 4-part harmony. SCP-2031 walks into the room and the show's jingle plays. SCP-2031 points to the hidden cameras in the room, prompting the obstetricians and Nash to begin laughing. The creatures on Nash's torso continue to sing. Nash then loses consciousness, presumably from blood loss. The following is a recording of a typical speech delivered by SCP-2031 during one of the show's closing segments. Season 32, 2008. Episode theme, printers.
Oh god, no.
Playing log.
How much
now.
more is this?
What a ride. Hey folks, we've seen printers that eat, printers that print, and everything in between. Makes you appreciate the old clunker you have back in the office, doesn't it? No, printers may not always work when you want or need them to, but they sure make for some excellent comedy. And that's what we're about here. Comedy. We're here to make you laugh. We hope you laugh. Thank you for laughing with us. That's what we're about here, doesn't it, folks? Come laugh with us again next time. And remember, laugh is fun. Good night, and laugh, and laugh. Just laugh. We love the Make Laugh. Make more for laughter so as to for laugh. Laugh with us. 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 Laugh. 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 And let us in.
Note: video cuts off abruptly and a black screen is displayed for 30 seconds. Laughter and soft, wet noises can be heard in the background before the program ends. You know, I gotta confess, I laughed pretty hard at the transcription of that squirrel tape. I'm going to hell for that one. Anyway, I think that about does it for today. Thank you all for listening, if indeed you still are, and you are all dismissed.
Yikes, man. That was a creative one. I should probably rename the stream. I don't want to give people the wrong idea if they're coming in late. Cursed Tem Tem stream featuring creepy pasta and Luma hunting. Wow. Yeah, so again, for those that are joining late, I'll walk through what we're doing, because I imagine this is a tough thing to understand. We are listening to the Vulgan channel on YouTube, which does audio readings of SCP entries, which if you don't know what that is, they're basically creepypasta stories that are done kind of scientific notation format about different anomalous creatures that this, fictional facility has contained. So there's a whole bunch of them. So we just heard two of them now. That one was Laugh is Fun, the very funny murder TV show. I laughed. I'm going to be on the next episode. Oh, boy. Well, at least I'll make you guys entertained. That's all I want to do. Let's see. There's Unlondon, Multiverse Strip Club, Too Spooky, Teleforce, Sapient Cephalopod, Psycho Printer, The Mannequin. Unlondon is a good one. All right, let's try it. It's 20 minutes.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Researcher Miller, and the SCP we're going to be studying today is SCP-1678. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-1678 remains only partially contained. Mobile Task Forces Tau-4 and Epsilon-6 have succeeded in establishing a defense perimeter around the Hyde Park district of SCP-1678, with cases of SCP-1678-A largely ceasing their attacks on the perimeter of the Foundation-held area. A long-term research base is currently under construction, and Mobile Task Force commanders are preparing an assault on the SCP-1678 Natural History Museum with the intent of capturing a forward command post to direct defense efforts. Current short-term aims involve the capture of an extension of the defensible perimeter to the SCP-1678 Natural History Museum, and to research and ascertain the origins, construction, and weaknesses of the SCP-1678-A entities. Long-term aims involve efforts to halt, hinder, or control the reduction of SCP-1678-A entities.
All right, so just for those that aren't familiar with the SCP format, because I imagine this all sounds very confusing, every SCP entry begins with the parameters in which you contain, or the status of containment of this particular SCP. So, for example, in this one, they said that it's partially contained because it exists around Hyde Park in London. It's like a scientific document, exactly. So the first bit of it, and whenever it's referring to the number SCP-1678, that is its proper name, So the name of of this one is, nicknamed UnLondon, but it is referred to in the document as SCP-1678. And if there are other subjects or other anomalous activities within the SCP itself, those are usually given a hyphen, such as -A, -B, -1, whatever it might be. You didn't describe what game you're playing? I'm playing Temtem, which is basically a Pokemon-esque catch-em-all game, and I'm trying to get a very rare luminescent Tem, okay? Anyway.
And to assault the SCP-1678 Houses of Parliament, where the being, entity, or intelligence responsible for the creation of SCP-1678 is believed to reside, and to capture and contain the aforementioned being. Description: SCP-1678 is a full-scale mirror image reconstruction
I'm not a
of the
bobo yet.
British city of London,
Shitty.
located exactly
Did he
1
say shitty?
kilometer
Did he say
underneath the
shitty?
original 78 is a full-scale mirror image reconstruction of the British city of London.
Shitty. He said shitty. Ha 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 ha. The British shitty. He done a word goof that like I do all the time. Wow. How the mighty have fallen. Is he wrong? Oof, man, he get at you. All right, fine. We go back down.
Located exactly 1 kilometer underneath the original city of London. Currently, only the Hyde Park district of SCP-1678 has been explored, but all buildings, at least within the explored district, correlate exactly to their surface counterparts in terms of location, as well as the exterior size and shape, although rarely in terms of architecture, building material, and interior layout. The city has been constructed to resemble the city as it was in the Victorian era, with constructions designed to resemble traditional gas lighting prevalent on the streets, and with all modern buildings in the original city of London being represented in a Victorian style of architecture, most notably the skyscrapers of the business district. Illumination is infrequent and unreliable, and it is unknown how SCP-1678 has acquired a steady oxygen and gas supply. SCP-1678 is believed to have been constructed instantaneously by unknown means, with the SCP-1678 Houses of Parliament serving as the epicenter for the construction process. This is evidenced by the fact that as distance from the Houses of Parliament increase, there is an exponentially increasing frequency of flaws in the construction of SCP-1678, such as houses built entirely out of copper pipes or other unconventional materials. Gas lights being little more than a metal rod topped with a floating orb of light, buildings containing no floors, and at the furthest explored distance from the epicenter, no windows or doors. Aside from the foundation...
This is so interesting. This is like a mixture of like a 3D printed city and like the level of detail, low distance in a video game. Like if the player is at the Parliament and they're looking out, this is basically how a game would render the shit that's far away that you're not supposed to reach to. That's really interesting.
Occupants and cases of SCP-1678-A, B, and C, SCP-1678 is believed to be uninhabited. SCP-1678 is believed to have been constructed with the intent to harbor the survivors of an XK-class end-of-the-world event. This is evidenced by an audio recording that will activate and play upon any person entering the city.
Wow.
The following is SCP-1678 audio recording. Entrance to UnLondon.
My fellow citizen, if you are hearing this tape, then the world as we knew it has finished. The sky has broken. The ground heaves with the tramp of terrible feet. And all the horror and madness from the dark corners of the world has broken free to exact its vengeance on the world of man. Those who sought to contain them are killed or scattered, and we soon learned that to attempt to fight these creatures is almost invariably to face one's death. Countless billions have been slaughtered in their attempt to sate their endless appetite for death, and there is nothing, was nothing we could do to stop them. Evil has raised its bloody flag upon all nations of the world and crowned its unholy victory to the broken sky. Yes, this is the end. there is a new hope. Welcome to London, a city of survivors, a city of the free. Together, fellow citizens, we will wait and prepare for the new beginning, the grand new world that is soon to come. Let the world above burn. We will endure. Let the monsters have their world. We will prepare. And let the ground tremble with a new Armageddon as evil consumes itself. For I tell you, citizen, upon the day of the ruination of man, their insatiable appetites will turn them against one another in their endless lust for death. We will wait. And I tell you, citizen, that there will be a new morning, and you will emerge from London and stand blinking in the sun, as our children play and laugh in the bones of horrors long dead. And you will walk, hand in hand to the sea, our faces skywards, as the rising sun ushers in the new age of man. And you will gather, citizen, at my feet, as I summon London from its rest, and it shall burst phoenix-like from the ashes of the old. And on that day, citizen, there shall be a new order, as we raise the Union flag over the entire world. I welcome you to London, the last city, and the first.
There are
So it seems like it's an alternate. I'm just gonna keep pausing and talking through this, because I haven't heard it before. It seems like it's an alternate reality city that believes it is the last and has to break through and defeat the anomalous surface dwellers. It's kind of like the Mole Men idea of like a city of people underneath humanity that, that wants the human, consider humans to be the monsters, essentially.
other audio recordings here. I will describe each one before I play it. The following message is relayed on the end of every hour.
The time is 9 o'clock. All is well.
Obviously, every hour wouldn't say 9 o'clock for any of you smartasses out there.
Ha!
That was just an example.
Get him.
This plays on approaching any bank or police station.
Citizen, you are entering a restricted area. Have your authorization papers ready. A body will arrive to escort you shortly.
Warning. A single case of SCP-1678-A will be summoned. On being cited by a case of SCP-1678-A, the following audio lines play.
Halt! Police! Drop your weapons. Come now. Let's be having you. Police, don't run.
Randomly, once per hour. The messages below are selected examples of the 1678 observed audio recordings.
No one is safe from the influence of mimetic beings. Have yourself assessed today. You could be possessed by a mimetic horror and not even know it. Psych assessments are free and easy. Visit a clinic today. Do you find light uncomfortable? Identifying a cortex worms infection early makes them possible to remove.
Cortex worms.
Speak to your doctor today.
This feels very Bioshocky. I also really like the idea of whoever the subject is that's progressing through the SCP is getting a direct audio read from the thing itself. It's like everything is geared to you as the protagonist. It's all catered, It's interesting. I like stuff like that.
Have you noticed anyone acting oddly? Tell a body immediately. Crime will not be tolerated in London. I warn you. The tormentors of society will become its defenders. Evil can walk in human form and human flesh. Stay vigilant. Are you frequently anxious or depressed? It could be a symptom of the pattern Screamer's influence. Notify a Bobby immediately. Ensure you are well rehearsed in all breach
My
protocols.
name is Bobby Monkahess.
There is no excuse for panic or confusion during drills. Can't make ends meet? Do not be ashamed. Bryson's Home for the Poor is here to help. I rule in the interests of the many, not the few. There are no special privileges. Swelling and abnormal growths are an early sign of the slaver man's possession. Report any abnormal sickness to your doctor immediately. Each and every one of you is responsible for the safety of London and its citizens. Be watchful.
Most explored buildings within SCP-1678 appear to have been outfitted for the purpose of extremely dense inhabitation, with closely grouped steel bunk beds, a common feature in any building suitable for the purpose. Foundation researchers have advised that most explored buildings within SCP-1678 are unfit for human habitation. Due to a high performance of mold, damp, and poor construction within these buildings, some buildings are outfitted for other purposes. Most notably, the SCP-1678 version of the Natural History Museum, which is featuring an exhibit titled The Fall of Man, and contains representations of several known SCP entities, and images and artwork depicting apocalyptic settings.
Whoa.
The key threat posed by SCP-1678 is by entities referred to in some SCP-1678 audio recordings as bobbies. Bobby is known to be a Victorian-era British slang term for policeman, henceforth referred to as SCP-1678-A. These entities are constructed out of human corpses, crudely dismembered at the head, wrists, knees, and elbows, and reassembled using industrial hinges and screws. The head is always wrapped in bandages. They are dressed in a uniform similar to Victorian-era police and are extremely hostile towards Foundation personnel,
Dang it, Bobby.
attacking them on sight with improvised weapons. These attacks are always preceded by SCP-1678-A emitting a noise similar to that of a policeman's whistle, and all loudspeakers within 100 meters emitting the audio recording, "Police, halt, criminal." Instances of SCP-1678-A are extremely resistant to damage, with only high-caliber rounds and explosive weapons proving sufficient to destroy them. They are believed to originate from a building named Bryson's Home for the Poor, as evidenced by an inmate-style jumpsuit worn under the uniform. To what extent they interact with other SCP-1678 entities is unknown. The following is SCP-1678-B overview. SCP-1678-B, Role Surveillance, also known as Eyes in the Sky. Cases of SCP-1678-B are biomechanical constructs which resemble that of a small avian life form. They are composed of central mass of a red organic matter, stitched together by a copper exoskeleton that resembles a spine and wing bones. The head has been demonstrated to be a small video camera, and remnants of feathers and plastic on the exterior suggests they were once intended to resemble a pigeon. Cases of SCP-1678-B are known to possess no offensive or destructive capabilities. Yet their ability to track task force movements should not be underestimated. As it is currently known, if they are capable of communicating with or summoning cases of SCP-1678-A, cases of SCP-1678-B are relatively simple to contain or destroy. Yet their large numbers makes their observation of Foundation activities extremely difficult to stop. Occasional posters throughout the Foundation explored area allude to their existence. These posters display an image of a small pigeon observing criminal activity beneath the title, "On London's Eyes in the Sky."
It's literally
alongside
Bioshock.
a small message to the effect that anyone destroying or vandalizing an eye in the sky faces up to 6 weeks in unit. And this is the SCP-1678-C overview. SCP-1678-C, Role Unknown, also known as Wretch. Cases of SCP-1678-C resemble a humanoid figure dressed in rags. They appear to be of old age and are usually, although not always, female. They have always been encountered outside the Foundation-held area. There have been very few direct encounters with SCP-1678-C entities, and it is currently unknown how many cases exist or to what level of threat they pose to Foundation security or safety. Encounters typically feature cases of SCP-1678-C sitting on a street corner with a begging dish, whereupon they will attempt to attract the pity or mercy of any Foundation personnel within their proximity, with pleading or begging for food or money. Supplying a case of SCP-1678-C with food will cause them to begin weeping before dematerializing with a burst of dense black smoke.
Oh, ghost.
Foundation personnel are currently under instruction to not interact with them. They are briefly alluded to in a SCP-1678 audio recording. Do not pity the wretch. Allow them to pay the price of their betrayal for all eternity. Remember, citizen, on the day on London rises, I shall reward the loyal, but traitors shall be forever damned.
Hey, Alex. Did I come at the wrong time? You came at the perfect time. We're listening. Look, to represent the dark despair that I have of having played this game for over a week now and not seen a Luma, we're listening to SCP logs while playing Temtem. Also, my webcam is breaking, so I'm being chromed out currently. Captain Sharkbait, thank you for gifting a sub as well. Oh, I'm behind on my subs. Chansey, thank you for the 11 months. Morbin Eternal, thank you for the 17 months. The Traffic Cone, thank you for the 21. And Run Twitching, thank you for the 3 months. Sorry for the delay on those. Was that a tier 3 gift? Holy smokes. Congrats, Gummy Clown. That's a big boy. That's a big move. Thank you, Captain Sharkbait. Very generous of you. I am being attacked by a webcam SCP monster. Can you breed Lumas like you can with shinies in Pokemon? You only get a limited amount of breeds, so it's a lot harder. And you only have a 1 in 300 chance. Wait. It's 1 in 30 to breed a Luma between 2 Lumas, and 1 in 300 if it's 1 Luma and not 1 Luma. If that makes sense. Okay, so currently we're listening to the SCP on London, which is a basically a alternate reality world version of the city of London that exists a kilometer underground below London, and is basically like a BioShock Infinite style world of London. It's very interesting. All right. Oh, it's, 1 in 600, 1 in 60. That's what I meant. Okay. We go back.
And finally, this is SCP-1678-D overview. SCP-1678-D, role Food Supply, also known as Dr. Goody's Wonder Food. SCP-1678-D is believed to be the primary food source on offer in the event that SCP-1678 receives full-scale occupation. SCP-1678-D is freely and easily available from steel vending machines installed in virtually every building or structure outfitted for the purpose of habitation. The vending machines are upright steel pumps, similar in size and shape to that of a modern petrol pump, containing a slot for the receiving of coins and a flexible rubber hose ending in a trigger-operated nozzle that will deploy half a liter of 1678-D upon appropriate payment. All vending machines display the legend Dr. Goody's Wonder Food, alongside an image of a smiling child enjoying a bowl of SCP-1678-D and text bubbles advising that 1678-D costs just a farthing a bowl, that it contains all the nutrients you need, and completely restores health and vitality. It is proven to be extremely attractive to cases of SCP-1678-B, C, an unknown species of colored mollusk, which has been observed feeding on any spillages.
Wow.
SCP-1678-D is a synthetic starch gel, heavily enriched with various minerals, vitamins, fats, and bulking agents. In addition to this, it contains several unknown molecular structures and various engineered DNA helixes carried within synthetic cellular structures. It has the same consistency and taste as porridge. As advertised, it contains all the nutrients necessary for short-term survival. However, Foundation researchers have advised that over a period of more than 6 weeks, users of SCP-1678-D will become dangerously underweight due to low levels of fat and protein within SCP-1678-D, and are at a strong likelihood of contracting illnesses such as scurvy if survival is attempted by consuming SCP-1678-D alone. SCP-1678-D appears to be purposely engineered to manipulate the psyche of the regular consumers. Through a mixture of unknown molecular compounds, regular consumers are more obedient to authority, are less likely to commit acts of violence, and are less likely to engage in sexual intercourse, have a reduced capacity for fear or panic, and have consistently high morale.
It's just happy pills.
In addition, it also has engineered side effects, such as depressive symptoms and headaches if a subject suddenly abandons consuming SCP-1678.
It's happy pills.
Due to the difficulty of creating food within SCP-1678, SCP-1678-D would serve as the primary food source in the event of a large-scale habitation. Foundation personnel are forbidden to consume SCP-1678-D, even in small amounts. Not all vending machines produce SCP-1678-D to the same quality, with some machines deploying corrupted forms that have induced severe mental or physical abnormalities or death within the consumer.
Damn.
It is currently unclear what entity, being, or intelligence is responsible for the creation and maintenance of SCP-1678. It is unclear as to what event or disaster SCP-1678 is being prepared for.
Needle X 3 with 3
Alright.
months.
Chances are, if you were assigned to this SCP, you'll be trying to find that out. This concludes my lecture for today. Thank you very much for listening. Goodbye.
I
would like to get
I really like the idea of this like being a preemptive, like almost future, like a it's this SCP exists for a future apocalypse event that we don't yet know about. Yeah, as we had mentioned before, shout outs to the YouTube account Volgan, who has been doing these for years. They're like auditory book versions of SCP encounters. The House of the Worm. That seems interesting.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-1461. Object Class: Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. Site-6 has been constructed around SCP-1461. Task Force Lambda 30, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, is on permanent assignment to reinforce Site-6 security. Any unusual activity from SCP-1461 is to be reported to on-site Level 4 supervisors, who will implement A47 daybreak procedures at their discretion. See Site-6 Standard Procedures Guide. Any operatives entering SCP-1461 should be fitted with full NBC-A, nuclear, biological, chemical...
Oh, they named their security force Whiskey Tango Foxtrot for WTF. That's pretty funny. Good jokes, good jokes. For those that don't know, all SCP entries are made by the community. It's all kind of open source, free form storytelling. So there's no one mind behind it, which is awesome. Because they managed to all be fairly, the continuity is pretty good. It all feels pretty much the same world, which is really cool.
Anomalous, protection, and armed escorts. SCP-1461 is considered a high-priority target for the organization known as the Church of the Broken God, who have made attempts to breach Site-6 and access SCP-1461 since 19... Description: SCP-1461 is an English manor, circa 1890, with attached sub-levels. It came to the Foundation's attention on November 1941, when the dwelling and its sub-level facilities vanished, then rematerialized after an 11-day period of absence. The surface portion of SCP-1461 is a 2-level dwelling with 12 bedrooms, 4 baths, 3 studies, a main foyer, ballroom, a library, a kitchen, and a pantry basement. Most of these rooms were converted into simple barracks prior to Foundation acquisition and are believed to have been dwellings for the cult. Site 6 staff have reinforced the structure and used the available space to house monitoring rooms and security forces. No anomalous activity has ever originated from the manor itself. The sub-level facilities are accessible through the manor's basement. The layout and size of the sub-level facilities has yet to be accurately measured due to the anomalous qualities of the facility and hostile entities within. The facility is constructed primarily from concrete, iron, and brass, but also a number of exotic and/or unknown materials. The layout of the facility follows illogical routes and architecture. For example, doorways open into solid walls or open chasms. Stairwells ascend into empty space, etc. Extensive damage is apparent throughout the facility. Certain sections have caved in and are filled with an unidentified gray sandstone that exists nowhere on the Foundation's expanded periodic table of elements. The facilities also contain a wide array of anomalous artifacts, both active and neutralized. See Inventory Report 1-1461, current. It is unknown whether the facility's erratic layout and artifacts were present prior to SCP-1461's disappearance, or if they were introduced during said absence. The sub-level facilities are extremely hazardous, with an extensive array of moving mechanical apparatuses, gearworks, pistons, steam pipes, and coolant tubes that lack appropriate safety measures. The machinery is maintained by strategic placement of nozzles that dispense a black, mucus-like substance which is highly corrosive to organic materials, but also serves as a coolant and lubricant. Some sections appear to be emitting strong gamma and X-ray radiation, registering 75 counts per second at their highest recorded reading. The source of this radiation is unknown, as none of the machinery appears to be constructed with or houses radioactive components. SCP-1461 contains approximately 57 humanoid entities, including 7 former Foundation personnel, designated as SCP-1461-1. These entities, through an unknown process, have been augmented with crude mechanical implants in an as-of-yet undiscovered section of SCP-1461. Each instance of SCP-1461-1 has been uniquely augmented, with little uniformity between them. The majority have been augmented with metallic teeth and claw-like protrusions on their hands, giving them lethal close-quarters combat ability. Other augmentations include iron bolts haphazardly grafted to the subject's bones, severe reinforcement to the spinal column, and replacement of one or more organs with prosthetic equivalents. SCP-1461-1 appears to possess no higher brain functions or retain any sense of self, acting entirely on canine levels of instinct and intelligence. Instances stick to 1 or 2 unit groups, build easily hidden or defensible nests, and attempt to collect food cannibalized from one another or from intruding Foundation staff. All instances of SCP-1461-1 are considered extremely hostile. It is theorized that SCP-1461 itself may command SCP-1461-1. The speaking tube system throughout the facility has been observed emitting loud metallic shrieks that cause SCP-1461-1 to retreat from an area. In other encounters, a metallic odor identified to be blood filters through the ventilation system.
Yeah, for those asking, when SCP-1461 is the manor itself, and then 1461-1 are the inhabitants. So what they're saying is the manor itself is controlling and commanding the inhabitants based on this pipe, communication system.
Drawing SCP-1461-1 to the marked location. The frequency and accuracy at which SCP-1461 scent marks areas currently occupied by Foundation personnel suggests some kind of guiding, hostile intelligence. At least 4 instances of SCP-1461-1 have received additional augmentation, replacing their esophagus and lungs with a phonograph device powered by SCP-1461's own motions. These phonographs emit a constant, repeating stream of speech peppered with religious symbolism, but has provided no clues as to its creator or purpose. Addendum. According to records from 1941, the matter was owned by a Mr. and his family. A World War I veteran, Mr. was injured during the Battle of the Somme and shipped to a London hospital shortly before the war's end. His experiences appear to have had a profound psychological effect, giving him a nihilistic view of society.
Oh no, it's a Doomer mansion.
He constructed SCP-1461 with the intent of somehow ending or escaping the world. More information can be extrapolated from his journals, recovered from within SCP-1461, which I will now read. This is Evidence Summary V2008-5. Summary of Evidence from Recovery Site V2008-5. Day 14. I think it is important to provide context so future generations may recognize the urgency of my endeavor. In 1916, I enlisted into His Majesty's 5th Infantry Division, and in the bloody trenches of Europe, I witnessed proof of humanity's barbarism and the absence of God. Wounded in battle and wallowing in septic mud, the fever fell upon me, and with it came the visions. In my nightmares, I saw a great iron worm with jaws like that of a dragon devouring the fields of Europe. It had no teeth, but masses of grinding gears that tore flesh and stone into pulp. Its voice was the roar of falling artillery, its breath the blistering poison of mustard gas. Damned souls were belched into a starless sky like smoke, lost into a cold, indifferent void. I have no memory of my conscious actions during that time, but at last I found myself in a hospital in London. They told me the war was over, but the dreams did not leave. I would wake in a cold sweat, filled with purpose. Hastily, I scribbled down designs that had been burned into my mind, strange and alien architectures I did not recognize or understand. Finally, I returned home to my wife and children. Brave Simon and little Simone were a welcome escape from my fear, but my wife Clarice took notice. Shell shock, she called it, the word on the lips of every veteran's wife or mother. I tried to explain my visions, what instilled such fear in me, but she recoiled as if I were a mere madman. If only that were the case. The children heeded my warnings, however. They were rightly afraid, yet that was not my intent. No, Simon, do not fear the beast. No, Simone, please do not cry.
Simon and Simone.
Father will not let you be fed to the worm. The schematics, they must be the secret to stopping the worm. I feel a connection, a familiarity that likens them unto a great metal snare. With them, I will cage the beast. Day 825. So long in my workshops. So long in the belly of my father's home, free from prying eyes. Working, ever building. My wife questions, but refuses to listen. Only the children heed. Only Simon understands. A finer son no father could want. My family's wealth is modest, but the urgency that gives energy to my limbs also guides my thoughts. Through clever accounting, I can take advantage of the working class's desperation. So many seek work, an honest day's wages, that they do not question my motives. Some even show curiosity, enthralled by my designs. A work Leonardo himself would envy, they say. We are more than employer and laborer. We are a growing congregation. Seers who know the truth. With the enlightened to spur the others forward, we make excellent time. They build and forge, dig and reinforce, laying pipes and wrapping conductors in rubber. On the surface, they speak of a Great Depression, of economic and social despair.
I feel like this SCP got worse when the spooky business was attributed to a madman. Yeah, I could see that. There's also like 30 minutes left. There's a lot of this. I mean, I don't know where it's going from here, but it does seem like he's just kind of created a bunch of offerings and modifications to human form. Broken God goes deep. This SCP takes place in a particular canon that takes a lot of reading to fully understand. Anytime you see mention of the Broken God, it is referencing a very expansive group of SCP stories. Oh, interesting. Is that, was that mentioned in London? I feel like we heard the Broken God mentioned before this one, too. Like, earlier today.
Below, I lay the foundation for a greater tomorrow, but I smell the burning breath of the worm. It is close. We must hurry. Day 2398. I have seen the puppet of the worm, a puffy Austrian who commands power from the desperate, and in their despair, they hurl themselves into the grinding teeth of the worm and call themselves masters of 1,000 years. I see his face in the newspapers and scream at his empty, hateful eyes, but no one listens. No one sees. The nightmares have changed. Now there are more than mere soldiers on an apostate battlefield. Now there are prisons, camps of men and women and children, their flesh shriveled by cruelty and neglect. The worm feeds on them, and their souls are so weak they cannot even flee into the heavenless sky. I fear for them, but I fear for my own children even more. In my dreams, I hear them crying on the battlefield. They call out for God, for their mother, for their father. Only I can answer. Day 2567. Tonight, the vision came. I saw the worm, eating the rotten flesh of a dead world. The stars had burned out. The sun bled into blackness, until the only light was but a flickering candle, a torch held against oblivion. No Christian God holds that torch. No pagan worship. No politician or priest. I hold the torch. I stand within the snare, built of the iron of the earth and the blood of man. And I bait the worm to its doom. Day 2568. Success. The worm is trapped. Day 2569. My victory was short-sighted. The worm is caged, but it
I got the worm! I didn't get the worm.
has already unleashed its plague upon us. The bombs fall upon London. War rages once more. The worm cries out from below, mocking me, even as it thrashes within its cage. The world is doomed. The work crews fear it, or maybe they fear me. Some want to leave, fight another pointless war for their homeland. Others stand behind me, terrified of what comes for us. How can we escape this rotting world and the locusts that devour it? Day 2569. I finally understand the purpose of my great machine. Not a cage, but an engine. A device that dwarfs all measure of man's science, Satan's magic, and God's miracles. A machine that will deliver us from oblivion. All it needed was a heart. A burning furnace to power it. How ironic that the worm that promised my doom is now the engine that will drive our salvation. The laborers who heeded my warnings have banded with me. Like a cult to its messiah, they gathered at my feet. As a dutiful shepherd, I will guide them into paradise. Some resisted. I do not hate them. I do not hate the people of this ruined world. I pity them. It was all I could do to instruct my followers that a merciful death is preferable to the alternative. Those who would not come with us were better off sent away by their kin than by some heartless enemy on the battlefield. I go to throw the switch of my great machine and free ourselves from the madness of the grave. Day 1. In one brilliant flash, my engine and the manor above have been delivered from the war-torn earth to a new world. This place is like our own, but different in many ways. A gray mist swirls around the manor, free of the stink of gunpowder and urban decay. The manor sits in a field of gray soil, devoid of vegetation. I hear no buzzing of insects. I see no sun or moon, just a dull,
find a new
sourceless
dimension?
light.
What is this?
A dismal arrival, perhaps, but a welcome one. I broke wine with my brothers and sisters. Today we are saved. The engine has gone quiet now. The worm must have been consumed by its own fire. Some merciful part of my soul, so flushed with victory and new hope, prays the worm is at peace. Day 2. Where on Earth there would be day and night, here light never changes. Gray mist lingers, muting all sound. My followers look to me for answers. They say I am the voice of the engine. Surely I must know what to do. I push for patience and make promises I already begin to doubt myself.
Uh-oh.
To satisfy their curiosity, I ask 3 of my bravest to venture out in search of anything. I try to reassure my family, but Clarice looks at me only with fear and hate. She has walled herself up in the bedrooms with Simone. Simon stays with me, though. He wishes to go out and see this new world. I refuse him. I will not threaten his life for the sake of knowledge.
Oh.
Even as I write these words, I am startled by what I see. This world was to be our safe haven, was it not? Day 3. The men I sent into the mist have returned, thanks to the lengths of string I provided them. No vegetation, no animals, no sun or stars, no civilization.
Oof.
This world is empty and gray. Not hell, like the world we left behind. A limbo. Does that make it better?
No.
Day 4. The dreams no longer come.
Oh,
Where
God.
before I could scarcely close my eyes without envisioning arcane machinery and prophecies of doom, now my mind is empty, and the silence mocks me. The food stores are being rationed. I do everything I can to convince the followers that utopia will come, that this is just a transition, but empty stomachs speak with more conviction than a prophet without a prophecy. A nurse named Eudora seems to have taken it upon herself to stir the hearts of the following, but her sermons cut short as I approach, and she regards me with stony silence until I withdraw. Day 5. My wife refuses to leave the bedrooms. She does not speak to me. Ignores the food I leave for her.
Uh-oh.
I call for Simone, but they do not come out.
Uh-oh.
How have I come to hate my wife? Her spite will not save us. 2 of the younger followers attempted to steal food from the kitchens. They talk of dwindling food stores, of mistrust, of strange noises coming from below, though my great engine no longer turns. If we imprisoned them, the others would have protested. Instead, I go to the others and tell them that the young ones have run out into the fog, intend to find answers. Not everyone believes me, including Eudora. Instead, they go back to plotting in quiet. I worry for my flock. Day 6.
You killed the younglings?
Now everyone speaks of sounds from below, of rattling pipes and grinding gears, though I assure them the machine has been shut off. To assuage their fears, I sent Danvers and Bertleby to investigate.
Bertleby.
We should hear back from them sometime later tonight or morning. No one questioned the fresh meat prepared for dinner.
Oh, God. The younglings.
Day 7. My wife is dead.
Oh.
I grew
Oops. I thought he said my life is dead. His wife is dead. That's a little less funny. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to laugh.
furious at her petulance, and pried open the doors with a pickaxe.
Oh, fuck.
She had arranged Simone for bed, and then... Damn you, Clarice. You rotten whore. I wanted to save my children. Danvers and Bartleby have not come up. The grinding noises come every hour now, louder and louder. The house shakes around us. I fear the worm
Laugh
may
is
not
fun.
be as
Laugh
dead
is
as I
laugh.
hoped. Day 8. Darkness has finally fallen, and with it came a terror I have never known, even in the trenches. Cold seeps in through the windows, strange shadows move in the fog, and I hear what sounds like footsteps on the rooftop. The house groans and shakes. The worm struggles. The courage of my followers frays. They want to go home. They want to be free of this horror and this damnable gray purgatory. Day 9. They have taken Simon. Eudora rallied the followers. She declared that the worm spoke to her in her dreams, and that she is the voice now.
I don't believe it.
The worm demands sacrifice, she said. The son of the man who trapped it.
Okay, that's
I
convenient.
fought them. I fought. I would not let them take my boy. The only thing I have left. But there were so many, and they had gorged on the flesh of their fellows.
Oh,
I was but one broken man. I am no savior, no torch in the darkness, just a puppet to my own madness.
yeah.
I feel that every action I have taken, every vision and design I feverishly scrawled from half-remembered nightmares, was forced upon me by a cruel intellect that wished to test the limits of my sanity. They have taken
Yeah,
Simon
played by the
below.
worm.
They will feed him to the worm. Let this be my prayer to the starless night, to a god that may not even exist. I will not let him be fed to the worm. I will hurl myself into its teeth, that my bones might clog its innards before I let them take my son. I'm sorry, Clarice. Day 10. God, the noise. It's almost deafening.
Day 10. So I kind of decide against that throwing myself into the worm thing. They did throw my son, you know. This fucking guy.
Wheels turn and pistons hiss, and from the deepest reaches I hear a low, mournful bellow. I have brought my journal to give my mind something to focus on as I traverse the machine. Looking upon it with my sane eyes, I realize this maze is no work of logic. The tunnels bend and twist without reason. Stairwells lead to solid walls, and doors open to gaping chasms. The transference to this gray world may have warped the machine. Or maybe I never truly saw it for what it was, and just built according to my deranged whims. I have heard and seen nothing of Simon or his captors. Doubtless their steps are guided by the same madness that has abandoned me, guiding them
maxed out
with
TVs.
fluid ease towards the worm's waiting jaws. I hasten my step, but I seem to be running in blind circles. If nothing else, at least I have a sturdy lantern and plenty of oil from the work crews that toiled down here. Day 11. Day and night are meaningless in this limbo.
I didn't necessarily think I messed up. I didn't really know what I wanted exactly for the TVs for this guy. I think I'm going to be changing them a bunch. I know I want attack. I know I want defense, or special defense. But other than that, I think HP is probably the next important one. And speed, I'm not so sure about. I might get rid of speed. I still don't really see the value of speed in this game. I mean, there's priority moves, and so because of that, like, a lot of speed is already set, you know? I think stamina is probably more important. So I might just get rid of the defense and the speed and put it into stamina. And then maybe take a couple out of... There's an attack that scales with speed as well. I don't think I have it. Priority moves don't work without better speed. Yeah. But, like, I don't know. All my good moves are slow priority. Yeah, speed is hard to judge until we see how the meta develops. I agree with that. So I think more important to put stuff into stamina and health, as that's going to be important all the time, pretty much. All right, I'm going to take a couple points out of special defense and speed and put them into health and stamina. All right. If Tri-Snake has attack and special defense, makes him a chonky boy. Yeah, that was the plan. So I mean, I'm happy with how much I put into special defense. It's just kind of what I want to do with the rest of it. I'm gonna take speed and defense out and put it into. I could do 400, 100, 500. You know. All right, we'll keep listening to SCP. We're about halfway done.
But down here, there is even less measure to the passage of time. My journey has taken me deeper into some kind of processing factory. These automated devices gather gray sand from the bare rock, heat it into sickly-looking glass, and fill the created vials with foul-smelling chemicals I cannot identify.
Sorry, real quick. Someone asked, how do we level this TV so quickly to 500, besides the food? There's an item you get at the bottom of the big tree in the forest place called proteins, which doubles TV gain from defeating Tems. So earlier last night, I ground this one out, and then these were all from today, pretty much. Yoda's got a fat cock. Thank you for extending your sub through March. Wow. Means a lot, Yoda. Guys, he's back. Yoda and his big cock is back. Take a seat. We're
Back I am, yes. And fatter than ever.
we're listening to SCP audio logs while playing Temtem, which is a very cursed combination that nobody asked for or wanted, but surprisingly can't get enough of. Isn't that right, guys?
Against my better judgment, I crept close to inspect a completed vial. And to my horror, a fully formed set of teeth began to take form. Another jar held an eyeball, like nothing found in man or nature. What is the purpose of this factory? What does it build, and for whom? Is this the result of my design? Or some mechanical cancer spread by the worm to twist the machine's function? My quarry seems to be in dispute now. I hear them arguing through the ventilation ducts and empty pipes. Eudora has taken my son deeper, leaving the others behind to harass my progress or simply abandoning to the whims of the worm. I have my pickaxe and my training, but I must move with stealth. I have not eaten in nearly 2 days.
Oh, shit.
Still, Eudora's men still carry strips of meat. I also saw something odd near the lathe room I have hidden myself within. A painting of exquisite taste.
Mine diamonds.
It is the work of a master. I cannot recall when I purchased it
Guys.
or what possessed me to leave it down here. The image shares a remarkable likeness to Clarice, smiling as though in happier times. It casts my thoughts to decades past when I was a different man, a smaller man, yet infinitely happier.
Tiny man.
Can knowledge so damn a soul? In a universe of such cosmic evils that I have witnessed, is ignorance truly the only bliss one can enjoy? Day 12. My dreams returned. Not of prophecy, but memory. I am with Simon in the London Museum. He pulls me along, eager to see art and history, the beauty of all created by man and God. But I cannot see the beauty. I only see bloody mud and blackened skies, the ugliness of man and a callous God. Simon walks on without me while I sink into a bench. The day fades away to night, and I sit in an empty museum of man's atrocities, the last living thing on a cold earth, overwhelmed by the weight of it all. I wait for death or oblivion to take me, whichever could stomach so pitiful a morsel. But instead, I feel the presence of another. I feel no light from this being, no warmth. Yet I sensed that this was as close to God as any being could be. It looks like a man, but there is a weight to him, as though something greater and stranger were squeezed into his skin. The child wants and does not know why. The gentleman speaks to me. The child grasps and doesn't know the danger. They burn their fingers and know they are not ready. Someday they will be. Someday they will give voice to the soul and sing with the essence of the universe. What gods they will be then. What galaxies they will weave with dreams and care. But now they are children.
All right, I'll be honest. They kind of lost me now. He's trying to get into the bottom of the caves where the worm is caged to save his son from being fed to it. And now he's talking with... Oh, this is a dream he's in? Or is he just losing his mind? Okay. That's why creepypastas today? I don't know. That's what I felt like. And my webcam isn't working, so I'm a ghost. Which SCP is it? It's SCP-1461, The House of the Worm. This is a dream of a memory. Okay.
And children are selfish. They know only what they want. And then I awoke, back inside this machine, on a gray planet. So far from the world of my memories, it burdens my bones just to think of this inevitability. But I force myself to stand just the same. Simon cried out to me. I heard him far below. I called back to him, but I heard no reply. Eudora's zealots hound me relentlessly, and I fear some horrible change has come over them in casting their lot with the worm. They speak with slurred reptilian voices, or gargle as though choking. Some have even turned on their fellows. As I crept about the darkness, I saw one such rebellion. A man I had tried to lead to paradise fell upon his companion in an argument over faith, and I felt the heat of his lifeblood splash across my astonished face.
Lifeblood.
The teeth, gnashing and ripping, so big and sharp, like the fangs of a wolf, yet also serrated as the blade of a saw. Animal and flesh, yet also machine. My surroundings have been affected by the same mutation. Rooms I do not recognize bleed into one another like spilled paint. An office with plush green chairs merges with a warehouse filled with crates that rattle and bang with some unknown stinking occupant. Ladders descended into pools of viscous liquid that have flooded what appears to be a school. Statues of marble and reliefs of brass decorate the ceilings and form the very walls. Rattling belts spew ammunition into neglected piles. Shells the size of my head clatter to the floor in automated factories, producing tools of death. I could not have made this. I could not have wanted such devices, and yet here they stand. And always the shrieking, the tapping of heating and cooling metals, the groan of pressurized hydraulics. I cannot remember what silence sounded like. Day 13 or 14. Eudora's followers
I didn't
no
make
longer
this.
heed reason.
I did smile.
The demented growl and spit and scavenge for food. Their ramblings the stuff of bedlam. Others have become something else. Feral, like lycanthropes of myth. They crawl on all fours, their eyes adjusted to the gloom and shining red. Twin pinpoints of demon light. I can startle them with my lantern, but they always return, trying to surround me from all sides. Hunters they are, and fast as wolves, but their howls are the shriek of tearing metal. Eudora's voice taunts me now. It echoes up through the network of plumbing from every open ventilation shaft. She announces her glorious ascendance of her devotion to the worm, and I hear true lunacy in her desperate laughter. It ripples through this whole machine as if she herself is part of it. I have found respite in a room filled with hospital beds and windows that look out into an abyss. It reminds me of the hospital I awoke from the war within. But I must pry my eyes away from that dark, for my mind cannot tell if I look into lightless cavern or starless void. Day 15. I have found Eudora, pursued by her followers, made monsters. I came upon a great cathedral made from organ pipes, marble, and the very flesh and bones of Eudora herself.
What the fuck?
Now I see how she could speak to me through the pipes. For her body has been torn asunder and stitched upon it.
Ooh.
Her organs are pulled straight and taut through the tangled plumbing.
Ugh.
Her skin stretched and inflated with gases. Her blood sizzling and steaming
Whoa.
from the hydraulics. Only her head remains whole, wide-eyed and cackling. Seated on the pulpit of this temple to dementia, the monsters refuse to set foot into this hallowed ground.
Singing pipes.
So I alone approached to speak with her. I demanded my son's return, but she spat her own broken teeth at me and said he had been taken by the worm, delivered to the heart of the machine where its mouth sat waiting.
You're like 5
Furious,
days late.
I fell upon her with vengeance, tearing what remained of her body from the brass organs around her.
Also, I just love the idea that this is like a diary they found. Was he writing this all after? Like, he just tore her apart and then was like, yeah, and so then I was so mad that I just, like, kind of, you know, tore into her and ripped her body apart.
She died screaming. And at last was quiet. But then a great bellow interrupted from the machine, and a new voice spoke to me through the mangled organ. I am what you have made me. I am then, and I am now. I am choice, and I am tyranny. I am evil, and I am flesh. I am beauty, and I am chaos. I am the worm. Stricken, I fell to the blood-stained floor and wept. I cowered, screaming, not because of the words that spoke, but that they were spoken with my voice.
Ooh.
At last, I had beheld the truth I had tried to bury so deep. The worm, the machine, the madness that guided my hands. It was me. I am the worm.
I am it.
I do not know what compelled me to stand. I did not feel hope. I didn't feel despair. Like an automaton, I could only move forward to face revelation. Day unknown. When I came upon the core of my great machine, I found my son. The machine was not a weapon to trap the worm. It was not an ark to carry us to salvation. I had sought to exile myself from a monstrous existence, and in my cowardice and fear, I became a monster. I became the worm. I built a shell to hide within, an engine to spirit me away from the pain, the despair that claimed my sanity, to abandon creation and God's cold distance. But it would not run without a catalyst.
Your son.
Simon.
Uh-oh.
So full of hope and faith, so full of love and dreams. How I envied your strength.
Don't do it,
How
dude.
I envied your ignorance. I yearned to wrap myself up in that goodness and hide from the world. I threw the switch of my great machine, and it drank the heart's blood from your lifeless body, pumping
Oh.
it into every pipe and piston. I believed your love would carry us to paradise. But it was tainted by my madness, by my act of murder. I dreamed of peace.
Wait. Did he just justify the murder of his son because he thought his love would carry us to paradise? Like the love of my son and how good he is would make everything better? And then he's like, oh wait, but it didn't work because I'm crazy. What?
And it brought me to unchanging limbo. I demanded paradise, but I deserve only perdition. And I was so horrified by what I had done to you, I could not bear to face it. I spoke as if you were there with me, smiled as though I could see you smiling at me. When Clarice realized what I had done, what I was, she took Simone away before I sought her out as well. This place is filled with your memories, Simon. Are they the last tattered shreds of love you have for me, or are they here to taunt and punish me, as the man-beasts that stalk the hallways surely must be? I do not know if any of you can forgive me.
That's all these
I
shrooms.
only know that I promised to save my son. I promised to slay the worm.
Wait, how long has Simon been dead? Yeah, I was wondering that too. It sounds like he might have killed him a long time ago and just forgot. He killed Simon to get to purgatory. Oh. He forgot he did that already. That's why his wife locked herself away. Okay. Yeah, he's just fucking crazy then. He's just been crazy for a long time.
I leave this journal behind in the hopes that someday, somehow, someone will know what I did and remember the men and women I damned with my selfishness, my fear. I hurl myself into its teeth, that my bones might clog its innards. I am the worm.
Okay, eat
And the
yourself.
Ouroboros must eat itself.
Damn, dude! Damn, the literary reference.
It is believed that Mr. had anywhere from 50 to 100 employees helping him in this task, the majority of whom eventually reorganized into a cult devoted to SCP-1461. An unknown number of these followers were present in SCP-1461 when it vanished, along with his wife and 2 children. To date, only 6 of these individuals have been accounted for. Shortly after SCP-1461 rematerialized, unknown individuals entered SCP-1461 before Foundation agents could contain the site. These individuals are believed to have been members of Mr. Fellowship, who had not been present in SCP-1461 when it vanished. They have successfully extracted a number of potentially anomalous artifacts that have yet to be cataloged or recovered.
Moobot says, Yoda's got a fat cock. That's my favorite subscriber. Thanks, Moobot. And thanks, Yoda's got a fat cock, for extending their sub through April. This madman with his mad cock's going to go all the way the whole year, maybe. Don't tempt him. He's a madman. Anyway, okay, so we're done with the diary. Now we're going back to SCP evaluation of said diary. We have about 5 minutes left.
Covered. Partial list of cataloged anomalous rooms. Of the 12 sublevels discovered by Foundation personnel, only 75% of its layout has been properly mapped, and an unknown number of levels are believed to exist further below. Each sublevel contains excavation, construction, and storage rooms, as well as rooms exhibiting safe or Euclid-level anomalous qualities and/or artifacts. For a full list of anomalous SCP-1461 rooms, refer to Document 1-1461, Current. Gel production, Sublevel 3. An automated factory that melts down the unidentified gray sandstone into glass, forms them into canisters, and fills them with a green viscous gel made up of a variety of exotic chemicals. Some of these jars contain fully formed teeth and organs whose DNA patterns match nothing found on Earth.
Oh.
Most of the jars have become inert, and their contents have decomposed. The gel production machine itself has been crushed by a cave-in. Pipe Hall, Sublevel 4. A hallway lined with approximately 2,450 pipes, constructed from brass, iron, copper, gold, bamboo, carved jade, and some kind of substance can clearly be heard being pumped through the pipes, but their origin and destination are unknown. Factory deliveries. Sublevel 7. A large unlit warehouse filled with wooden crates of various sizes. Unlike other storage rooms, which contain mundane materials from non-anomalous sources, the crates in this section are blank or branded simply with Factory Deliveries. Irregular patrols of the warehouse have revealed that the number and arrangement of crates changes, but as with the pipe hall, their origin and destination are unknown. On at least one occasion, muffled vocalizations can be heard coming from somewhere within the warehouse, but their source was never discovered.
need more Tem cards.
Orb Room. Sublevel 10.
Orb Room. You play Control?
Speaking Tube Room. Sublevel.
I've never played Control. It's like a less scary SCP. If that's the case, you know I'm down. I love me some SCP. You feel me? Tiny crystal. These do not fetch a good price at all.
Level 11. The multitude of brass speaking tubes connecting SCP-1461 appear to converge in this room on a large central pulpit. The partial remains of a human female have been recovered here, with evidence to suggest the body, specifically skin and intestinal organs, was used to perform crude repairs to some of the damaged tubes.
Oh.
Catalyst Room, Sublevel 12. A large chamber filled with a random assembly of gears, cable.
Where'd you get all the money in Temtem? If you release Tems, you get money for that. So it's always a good idea to stack up on a ton of Tem cards and then catch and release, just like fishing.
Pulleys, screws, and belts, all made of an amalgam of iron, tin, gold, and other metals, some as of yet unidentified. The assembly has suffered extensive damage, with evidence that a large section, approximately 12 cubic meters, has been violently removed. The location of this section is unknown. An elevated platform is suspended directly over the assembly. The platform features a metallic bed with the desiccated remains of a human male. The corpse's chest has been pierced by large syringes connected to a pumping machine. Its design suggesting that it pumped fluid extracted from the syringes into the missing portion of the machinery below. At regular 45-minute intervals, the assembly attempts to self-start, but its existing damage prevents initialization. Friction heat buildup eventually results in an emergency shutdown that lasts until the machinery is cooled enough to make another attempt. Item V2008-5 was recovered from the hospital bed. This is a partial transcript of SCP-1461-1 phonograph recording. I am what you have made me. I am choice and I am tyranny. Forgive me. I am then and I am now. What gods they will be, then. I am evil and I am flesh. I am the trap and I am the trapped. Stop laughing, Jimmy. I am beauty, and I am chaos. Children are selfish. I am the worm. I have broken God. Okay, I think that about does it for today. Thank you very much for listening.
I don't know how I feel about that one. That one felt a little too heady. I get that it was going for the whole, expanding the lore on the broken god, but it all just kind of, it was too long, yeah. It was just kind of long-winded and too eloquent for a madman. If it felt like he was going crazy and I don't know. Broken god stuff is crazy weird. I mean, I'd be curious to hear a different one. But let's try something else. Just remember, my brain hort. I'm sorry. Okay, guys, we want a simple one. We need a simple one for the next one, all right? Something funny. Something funny, haha. 3001, 3008. Let's see. Let me see. I'll pull it up here. We have Multiverse Strip Club, The Mannequin, Plague Doctor, which we all know is SCP-049 is from the game that we play often, The Deer, Telepathic Spider, A bag of holding potatoes. Is this the one you guys wanted? You wanted the potato one? All right.
Alright everyone, how's it going? This is the Volgan, and the SCP we're going to be studying today is SCP-1689.
The voice.
Object Class Safe. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-1689 is currently under restricted access in Area Medium-Size Artifact Storage Compartment. SCP-1689 is to be stored tied shut with its mouth facing upwards at all times. Access is limited to Level 3 personnel with the exception of site cooking staff. Exploratory access to SCP-1689-A requires approval from Level 4 personnel. All expeditions must be documented with a complete manifest of equipment and staff to enter. Enzymatic Compound 13 has been developed to aid in exploration of SCP-1689-A. Proposals to establish a mobile site in SCP-1689-A are currently under review. Description: SCP-1689 is a burlap bag of potatoes.
Oh.
In its stable state, SCP-1689 weighs 40 to 50 kilograms and contains approximately 200 common agricultural potatoes,
It's heavy.
tubers of Solanum tuberosum. SCP-1689 is made of brown, roughly woven jute. Am I saying that right? Jute? I don't know. The interior of SCP-1689 is vastly larger than its exterior and is designated SCP-1689-A. SCP-1689-A is a large extra-dimensional space of undetermined volume, measured to be at least 10,000 meters cubed, but believed to be much greater. Completely filled with potatoes. Exploration of SCP-1689-A is largely incomplete due to the high degree of obstruction. For more information, please see Addendum 2, Exploration Log 1689-I. When portions of SCP-1689-A are empty, nearby potatoes experience an abnormal form of growth characterized by tumor-like bulges emerging and eventually splitting into fully sized, independent potatoes. The rate of growth is roughly exponential, with a doubling period of approximately 2 hours. This effect also applies to normal potatoes introduced to SCP-1689, as well as similar edible tubers or roots such as yams and sweet potatoes, although none have been found to occur within SCP-1689 naturally. Addendum 1689-1. SCP-1689 was recovered from Krysovo, a small village of approximately 200 people in northern Siberia. A Russian official reported on the 2nd of June 20 that Kryvoso had made no outside contact in 4 decades and had no surrounding farmland. The reports were confiscated and investigated by the Foundation, at which point it was discovered that the village had been using SCP-1689 as its sole food source for well over a century. As a result, the villagers were suffering from extreme calcium and iron deficiencies. No one in the village was able to recall how they had come into possession of SCP-1689, only that it had been there since before the raids, and that it was a gift for working hard. SCP-1689 was subsequently transported to Area...
Oh, they stole their potato bag. They took potato sack.
1689-2. Currently, only one fully equipped expedition into SCP-1689-A has taken place. Authorized personnel may view the mission log of Captain Cameron Wells. And here is the expedition log. Opening statement. Exploratory mission 1689-I was scheduled for the 8th of August 20, with an exploration team of 4 led by Captain Cameron Wells. The team was informed of their upcoming assignment on the 2nd. For more information, see Document Mission 1689-I Equipment Manifest. Mission log. Captain Wells, day -6. They told me today I was going to be leading Frederick, Carlin, and Xander into a sack of potatoes. Okay. Apparently it's bigger on the inside, or it's a pocket dimension, or it's a portal or something to somewhere full of potatoes. At this point, nothing surprises me. Oh, and this is supposed to be an official log, so I'm supposed to call them Agents Merle, Oslos, and Peterson. No one checks these, so I fucking won't. Mission log. Captain Wales. Day -1. They gave us the rest of our gear and got us ready for tomorrow. The plan is to be there by noon.
Breaking protocol.
Labs produced this really cool liquid for us to use. It's some kind of acid or enzyme that dissolves the potatoes into a starchy paste. It mostly drains away, but then some of it sort of hardens to make this nice tunnel sealing. It's actually scary how fast it works, and we've had to wear skin protection so it doesn't get on us. With spray nozzles, we can carve our way straight into potatoes. Mission log. Captain Wells, Day 0. It was pleasant to find that they had already cleared out a small room on the other side of SCP-1689 made of plywood. It was certainly weird, crawling back into a bag and coming out in a totally different room, but then again, nothing surprises me. We actually didn't see any potatoes right away. Then we opened up the excavation door, and yep, wall of potatoes. Potatoes above, in front, and below. We decided to cut a roughly 2 by 2 meter tunnel straight forward. Compasses don't work here, but there isn't a very good chance of getting lost because we can always find our way back from the radio signal. Mission log. Captain Wells. Day 1. Excavating slow work. We can clear about 30 meters an hour. That sounds glacial, but it's 120 cubic meters of potato, and that's a kilometer in 2 days if we make good effort. And it isn't that hard. 2 of us spray, and 2 of us shovel away the goop. Every 100 meters or so, we put up some support beams. Whoever invented this enzyme is a genius. Mission log. Captain Wells. Day 2. God, I hate the odor of this stuff. I actually like the smell of potatoes, but because of the enzyme, this place smells like vomit.
Oh no.
I'm sick of it already. Fuck. Mission log. Captain Wells. Day 5. I accidentally spilled some enzyme on the ground today, and it turns out we were only a meter off this concrete floor. Command's really surprised this is the first thing other than potatoes they've found. Cool. We decided to just start going on the floor. It's not too inconvenient,
Wait.
and it's nice to have solid footing.
Wait. They hit a floor? Not a floor in the bag, right? Did they hit the floor on the other side of the bag? A floor in the bag. There's a concrete floor in the bag. Oh shit.
Mission log. Captain Wells. Day 8. Did you know that the word spud comes from digging with a spade to make the hole that you plant them in? Carlin did, and she made sure we all did too. And then she repeated the word spud to herself all day while we were excavating. Mission log. Captain Wells. Day 9. This is hardly even agent work. Why don't they have D-class doing this? Mission log. Captain Wells. Day 11. Tomorrow, we're on our own. It's becoming too inefficient to resupply us every few days, so Command's providing us with 2 months of MREs and tanks of
2
more than enough
months?
enzyme to last that long. If we haven't found anything after that, they say, then the mission will be abandoned. Obviously, we'll still have radio contact. Mission log. Captain Wells. Day 12. It's nice being alone with the team at night. It's almost like camping. Yeah. Camping in a weird cavern made of spuds. Mission log. Captain Wells. Day 16. Out of the blue, something really interesting happened. We found a wall today. It was made of the same material as the floor, the base floor, not the starch stuff. Concrete. It runs at an angle 20 degrees to our tunnel's perpendicular. Command told us to follow it. It's not like there's anything else interesting going on. Mission log. Captain Wells. Day 19. So, concrete floor and concrete walls. Today, Frederick got thinking, and sure enough, concrete ceiling. This whole time, it's been about 3 meters above us, which means that the whole time we've been inside of a building. A huge building. If we can map it out, we can probably find the exit and discover where in the world this potato hell is. Mission log. Captain Wells. Day 28. Xander says it potato. What the fuck? How have I not heard him say that until now? It's been 4 weeks surrounded by potatoes, and he hasn't said the word until now. He's the first person I've met who actually says it like that. Mission log. Captain Wells, day 36. It's been longer since we started following the wall than from the wall to the start. Xander thinks it isn't going anywhere, but Frederick wanted to press on. Command deferred to me, and, well, I don't want the last month to have been pointless. We'll go for another 3 kilometers at least. Mission log. Captain Wells, day 38. Today, we decided to blow a fucking hole in the wall. Carlin had her charges in her pack, God knows why. So, why not? The wall isn't going anywhere. We all stood clear and blasted. It took a long time to clear all the mashed potatoes away, but we sure enough created a 3-meter hole.
Mashed
Guess what was
potatoes.
on the other side? Potatoes. Mission log. Captain Wells, day 39. We started excavating through the hole we made, and turns out it's actually different outside. It's definitely outside. The ground is dirt and extremely dead grass. That means this thing isn't anywhere on Earth. I guess the building was some kind of gigantic warehouse. We've been hearing these sort of faint rumbles ever since we blew the charges. Xander's starting to go wily about it, but as far as I can tell, nothing's happened. Mission log. Captain Wells, day 43. How high up do these potatoes go? If we're outside, then there's no vertical clearance. So does it go all the way up to the atmosphere? Is the whole universe filled with potatoes? It's so weird thinking we're outside. It doesn't feel any different from being inside the building. It's like we're underground. Well, I guess we are. It's just the ground is made of potatoes. Mission log. Captain Wells, day 44. We found an actual tree. A dead one. Surrounded by potatoes. But a tree rooted in the ground
What?
nonetheless. We had to be careful about it because the enzyme chews it up. But we managed to fully uncover it. Its branches were sort of weird, splitting at these perfect 30-degree angles, but overall looked pretty normal. The lab had me collect a bark sample. It totally made the outside fact real. What is this place? Mission log. Captain Wells, day 48. Xander was worried about the rumbles we've been hearing, so we turned back to look.
Uh-oh.
Turns out, about 100 meters of our tunnel is caved in. Command didn't know either. They said they'd start digging us out from the other side, and that it was my choice if I wanted to keep excavating. Frederick and Carlin want to continue, so continue we do. Listening to Xander complain I didn't sign up for this shit. Yeah, no shit. Foundation didn't exactly know you were going into the realm of taters when they recruited you. It's not the kind of thing you put in the fine print just in case. Mission log. Captain Wells, day 51. We keep finding more weird shit. Frederick uncovered this twisted bicycle and got super psyched about it. I knew there had to be humans here before because of the building, but it didn't really occur to me until I saw the bicycle. Jesus. Mission log. Captain Wells, day 55. Fuck. I'm an awful captain. There was another big rumble today. A huge cave-in. We nearly got crushed, but somehow we all managed to take safe refuge under the tree branches. This time we lost contact with command.
Oh,
We can
shit.
still detect some faint radio transmission, but it's too staticky for correspondence.
Oh, no.
Obviously I made the call to turn back, but we have no idea how bad it is.
Oh,
It could
God.
take weeks to get out. Fuck. Should have turned back. Mission log. Captain Wells, day 62. Frederick told us today we should have brought an Irishman. I told him that he was an asshole. He was chuckling all day long. What an absolute prick. Mission log. Captain Wells, day 65. We ran out of food rations today. Xander freaked out and started saying we were gonna starve. Until I told him he was a fucking idiot. Mission log. Captain Wells, day 67. We should have brought a goddamn spice kit. Carlin actually had cooking equipment in her pack. God knows why. So we can prepare the potatoes a couple of different ways. But it's still potatoes. My taste buds are gonna shut down. This is gonna take forever. Mission log. Captain Wells, day 68. It's too hard to clear out the original tunnels we made. It'll be quicker just to cut straight to the bag anyways. Tomorrow, I'll tell my team just to start carving a new tunnel. Mission log. Captain Wells, day 69. Fuck. We ran out of enzyme today.
No.
Sure, I noticed the supply dwindling, but it doesn't really work to ration it, so we just kept using it like normal. Now we're out. Okay, so the good news is that we were inside the building when it happened. That means we can shovel our way out, as there is a ceiling. It's 5 meters from top to bottom. I can't imagine we could make a tunnel any narrower than 1.5 meters. That's gonna be slow, but we should get there. The real digging problem is space. Where are we gonna dump the potatoes? The best we can do is about 5 meters behind us. So we have a little bubble of space that we just sort of move through the building.
Ugh.
This is gonna take a long time, but honestly not sure what we'll run out of first. Food is covered, and they've actually got enough water in them. The oxygen is starting to get stale though. I don't know how much is able to fit in the cracks between the potatoes. I don't even know what to do for morale. I've told everybody that command is probably digging from the other side and is gonna find us, but they're all depressed. This was supposed to be a 65-day mission, max. Frederick made a joke about the word tuber. I don't remember exactly what. It was stupid anyways. Mission log. Captain Wells, day 70. Maybe it's because we're just melting them, but there's something none of us noticed before. The potatoes are really ugly looking. They've got these bulges which sort of wiggle and grow slowly. Absolutely disgusting. And they're our only meal. Mission log. Captain Wells, day 71. I hate the smell of potatoes. I'd have the vomit back just for the smell. Fuck. Mission log. Captain Wells, day 72. It's fucking smaller. Our bubble of space is smaller, and it's because of more fucking potatoes. Our area wasn't precisely dimensioned or anything, but Carlin was the first to mention it when he woke up, and then suddenly it's obvious to everyone. The whole area has shrunk a good 10 cubic meters.
Oh, this is
What
terrifying.
The fuck?
This is actually getting really scary.
Mission log. Captain Wells, day 73. I was paying attention today. Those ugly bulges, they actually get big, fast. And when they get to be the size of a potato, they split off. That's where all the potatoes are coming from. Our area got even smaller today. Mission log. Captain Wells, day 74. We're running out of space and time. There's barely enough room to work anymore. We're knocking elbows and shoulders while we shovel. Fucking taters. Fucking spuds. Fucking yams. Fucking tubers. Fucking roots. I swear they'll kill me while I'm sleeping, and I'll have a potato fucking stuffed down the throat. Mission log. Captain Wells, day 75. All day long, Xander's whining, shut the fuck up. I hate the dark too. We all hate the dark and the yellow lamps with the brown potatoes and the tasteless food. We all hate it, okay? Okay! It's not like I can yell at the team. I keep them all going. I'm the captain. Captain Wells, potato commander. I keep it together and vent it all in these fucking logs. Mission log. Captain Wells. Day 76. I can't breathe. I can't fucking breathe. And there's no room to shovel. Fuck! 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 Mission log. Captain Wells. Day 78. I feel like I'm breathing inside someone else's lungs who's already exhaled, so there's nothing but carbon dioxide. No one can even speak while we're working. We're dead within a week. Death by potatoes. Concluding statement. On the 3rd of November 20... Mission Captain Wells and Agents Oslos, Merle, and Peterson connected with secondary excavation team. Although they were suffering from oxygen deficiency and in a deteriorated mental state, all team members fully recovered within 3 weeks. Captain Wells declined to write a post-mission summary.
Wow.
Alright then.
Happy ending.
That's finished. It's done. Thanks very much for listening, everybody, and have a good Paddy's Day.
Wow, that was a happy ending. Oh man, I love these things. For those that don't, I keep saying this, but hey, everyone that's showing up late, I'm sure they were confused. We're listening to SCP Audio Logs, which is a creepypasta online website source that are vocalized by the Vulgan. So if you like what you hear, go drop them a follow. That was a nice and happy one. Well, relatively happy. Where the dragons went. That's interesting. The Mesozoic Preserve. Dinosaur SCP. Huh. The dragons one is very sad. All right, maybe we don't listen to it. Remains of a chair. That sounds interesting. Also, maybe plug the defense effort against the copyright trolls trying to basically trademark SCP. I haven't looked into that yet, but I have heard a couple people mentioning that every once in a while, because SCP is a free use website, every once in a while there's some copyright issues where someone's trying to copyright it when it's like that's the whole idea of it, is you can't copyright it. Chair and deer are great. All right, we'll do chair one first. Oh,
Good
my
afternoon,
God, look at that.
everyone. My name is Researcher Miller, and the SCP we're going to be studying today is SCP-1609, Object Class, Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-1609 is contained at Storage Site 8 due to the difficulty of transporting it from that location. SCP-1609 is to be contained in a specially designed enclosure at that site, within a flower bed in which a range of aesthetically pleasing flowers and plants are to be cultivated. It is to be used as mulch within this flower bed. The flower bed is to be tended regularly, and all visitors to the enclosure must remark on the beauty of the flower bed, with particular emphasis on the quality of the mulch. SCP-1609 is to be removed from the flower bed at regular intervals so that it can be treated with wood, metal, and fabric preservatives.
Wait.
Personnel are to announce their intention.
Sorry, I'm going to pause for a second because I don't want to be distracted. Toucan Sam says, my name is copyright. Oh, all right there. Sorry, bud. What did I name another one? Two-pack. Two-pack is funny. It's a female. We need a bird girl. Medley. No, I'm not gonna be that guy and that guy. It's naming his characters after fucking video game characters. Tweety. I'm totally that guy? What are you talking about, dude? Oh, Kazooie. Fuck, now I am being that guy. Shit! That was a quick turn. Fuck it, I like Kazooie. I am that guy. I accept it. Are you planning to evolve it to crystal version? Well, I don't know what the other versions are, right? They're not in the game yet. So there's the crystal version. Do we know what the other ones are? Because I'd be curious to see what the other types are before I commit to what to evolve it to. You save him. Yeah, I'll keep it for now, I think. All right, back to the spooks.
Due to the difficulty of transporting it.
I'm gonna restart.
Everyone, my name is Researcher Miller.
Hi, Researcher
and the
Miller.
SCP we're going to be studying today.
Cambadak, thank you for the gift of sub, by the way.
SCP-1609.
Jamesaurus Rex for 13 months.
Object Class, Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-1609 is contained at Storage Site 8 due to the difficulty of transporting it from that location. SCP-1609 is to be contained in a specially designed enclosure at that site, within a flower bed in which a range of aesthetically pleasing flowers and plants are to be cultivated. It is to be used as mulch within this flower bed. The flower bed is to be tended regularly, and all visitors to the enclosure must remark on the beauty of the flower bed, with particular emphasis on the quality of the mulch. SCP-1609 is to be removed from the flower bed at regular intervals so that it can be treated with wood, metal, and fabric preservatives. Personnel are to announce their intentions in the presence of SCP-1609 before attempting to remove it for this purpose. Personnel assigned to SCP-1609 are required to wear plain clothes in order to prevent accidentally triggering a violent response from SCP-1609. No items with motors are allowed within a 200-meter radius of SCP-1609's containment area. No personnel either presently or previously affiliated with the Global Occult Coalition, nor material referencing them, are to be allowed within Storage Site 8. In the event of a violent reaction from SCP-1609, all personnel are to exit the immediate vicinity, and a message is to be played over the site's interior speakers informing site staff of the event. Should SCP-1609 be sighted outside of its containment area following a violent reaction, staff are to act in a submissive, non-threatening manner. Formal clothing such as jackets, lab coats, protective clothing, jumpsuits, and particularly body armor are to be removed if possible in the case of such an event. And any weapons capable of damaging SCP-1609 are to be immediately discarded. Staff are to ask SCP-1609 to return to containment without attempting to threaten or command it. Should SCP-1609 exit Storage Site 8, agents are to be immediately dispatched in order to scan the surrounding area for SCP-1609 and, if possible, retrieve it. At present, there exists no way to totally prevent SCP-1609 from breaching containment. Current containment procedures center on encouraging SCP-1609 to remain within its containment area. Description: SCP-1609 is, at the present time, a pile of splinters, wood chippings, furniture nails, and scraps of bleached leather and fabric, weighing in at approximately kilograms. The wooden portions of SCP-1609 are made of oak, and the nails are made of steel. SCP-1609 is capable of teleportation, being capable of moving its entire mass instantaneously between 2 points without any known limit. SCP-1609 usually uses this to bring its constituent parts together when parts of SCP-1609 have been removed from the mass. But SCP-1609 can teleport its entire mass at once, on at least one occasion at a distance of kilometers. SCP-1609 is capable of splitting its mass, though it does this rarely. Any amount of material removed from SCP-1609's mass continues to display SCP-1609's properties. SCP-1609 has resisted all attempts to remove it from the confines of Storage Site 8, teleporting back to the site of its own accord. However, it has previously teleported out of Storage Site 8 for brief periods before returning, although this has only happened on occasions since its arrival in Foundation custody. SCP.
So this is interesting. So it's I like the SCPs that like the facility has to be like deferential to, you know, like they can't upset them. I'm curious what its deal is. It's if I get this right, it's like the remains of a chair. If it's like wood and leather and nails, right?
1609 appears to be in some way sentient. As research indicates, it is able to perceive its environment in a manner that is currently poorly understood, and is able to react to stimuli in an intelligent fashion. Details of SCP-1609's behavior are poorly understood, although it has been ascertained that it will react in self-preservation, and will react aggressively to certain stimuli which it connects with a threat to its existence. Aside from this, SCP-1609 appears to prefer situations in which it is utilized by humans, and will actively seek out situations where it can be put to use if it is left idle. This is the reason for the Foundation's present use of SCP-1609 as mulch, as this prevents SCP-1609 from becoming idle and attempting to leave Storage Site 8. It is theorized that SCP-1609 is capable of understanding human speech or thought, although this cannot be determined as it does not comply with tests designed to gauge its awareness of such stimuli. When exposed to a number of specific stimuli, SCP-1609 will react violently. During a typical violent reaction from SCP-1609, it will teleport a portion of its mass inside the lungs of nearby personnel,
Oh, fuck.
causing immediate and severe lacerations to the
Jesus.
interior of the lungs, as well as pulmonary obstruction, which rapidly leads to the victim's death. Stimuli which can instigate a violent reaction from SCP-1609 include personnel wearing the uniform or clothes similar to the uniform of personnel affiliated with the Global Occult Coalition, utterance of words or phrases used heavily or exclusively by GOC operatives, such as threat entity, while in contact with SCP-1609, any action demonstrating hostility towards SCP-1609, and the sound of a running motor. Violent responses from SCP-1609 are rare. Only such events have occurred since containment, and SCP-1609 quickly reverts to a passive state after such a response if it does not continue to feel threatened. SCP-1609 arrived in Foundation custody on after teleporting to an unused containment cell at Storage Site 8 in its current state. Careful investigation has revealed that SCP-1609 was originally a large chair made of varnished oak and bleached leather, carved in the form of a reclining woman in a restful state. SCP-1609 appears to have possessed its anomalous properties in this state, albeit with certain limitations. Namely, that the object would only teleport when a person within a certain radius, currently unknown, felt the need to sit down or rest without a comfortable seat or chair nearby. At this point, SCP-1609 would teleport to them and remain in place until another person had experienced a similar urge.
That's nice.
On
Seems like a nice chair.
both Foundation operatives and members of the Global Occult Coalition were made aware of the existence of SCP-1609, which was given the temporary designation of E622 due to the hard-to-contain nature of SCP-1609 and the possibility of its existence causing a breach of secrecy regarding the existence of supernatural phenomena. A small-scale effort to contain SCP-1609 was launched by GOC forces. It is presently unknown how exactly GOC operatives captured SCP-1609, but it is known that they succeeded in reducing the object into its current form using a wood chipper.
Oh.
Further attempts to destroy SCP-1609 failed due to
No.
its properties and ability to teleport away from sources of danger. Following this event, several members of the Global Occult Coalition died under unusual circumstances.
Yeah. They fucking
Investigation
wood chipped it.
through both official channels and embedded Foundation agents within the GOC has potentially linked SCP-1609 to at least 3 deaths of personnel within the Coalition, although the true number of casualties amassed due to their mishandling of the item is unknown. SCP-1609 then arrived in Foundation custody. It is unknown how SCP-1609 was aware of the existence of the Foundation, although it is theorized that it entered Foundation custody due to a low risk of further damage to itself.
Oh, he was in
The
hiding.
following is document 1609-1. This is an audio log from Dr. Sievert discussing SCP-1609 and the Global Occult Coalition. Playing now.
SCP-1609 represents a perfect example of the flaws inherent in the operating procedure of the GOC and serves as a cautionary tale for any members of the Foundation who disagree with our practices on containing dangerous objects. Prior to the Coalition getting their hands on this, it was perfectly harmless.
Yes.
A chair which teleports to you when you need a seat is
Yeah.
normal compared to most of the stuff that we deal with on a regular basis.
Yeah.
When they put it through a wood chipper, it got hurt, scared, and angry.
Yeah.
So it lashed out at them. By trying to, quote, protect the world by destroying it, they inadvertently made the situation a whole lot worse. SCP-1609 went from being harmless to deadly in the space of a few minutes because of the GOC.
Fuck the
And
GOC.
we had to clean up the mess. Thankfully, SCP-1609 is pretty simple for us to deal with, so long as we don't do anything stupid around it. It won't.
So wait, just so I this is the first time I've heard mention of the GOC in SCP lore. Are they like a rival company, but it's just purely like a destruction of anomalies as opposed to, you know, protection and containment? Are they... Hey, what's up, Whoops? 2 years, my friend. Wow, very generous. Thank you, buddy. We're currently playing Temtem, because I'm addicted, while listening to SCP logs for a little bit of a creepy spin, because I'm also addicted to those. So it's a pure addiction hours over here, gang. Thanks for stopping by. GOC is part of the UN. Really? That's crazy. So like the official government kind of form has led to this like this fucking... This makes it a lot easier to consume SP entries. Thank you. Yeah, of course. I mean, no, don't thank me. Thank Volgan. That's the YouTube channel that reads all these commentaries. They're very good. Classic government, man. So I guess this goes to say that the SCP has no governmental ties, or it just has its own thing. Is that correct? Tied to US mostly. Really? Do you know that the toy company that makes SCP? No. I don't know. It's a private company. I don't know what the origin of it is. Stealing other people's content? What are you talking about? SCP is literally a crowd-sourced thing. We're just listening to it, and we're also after everything we listen to, I give a shout out to the Volgan, which is the guy that vocalizes it. Last Pump is not a weird Temtem. Be nice. All right, let's finish the chair.
Fight back, and it won't try to leave. Even if it does, it usually comes back. I think I've worked out why. It came to us because it was afraid of the people who had hurt it. That's why it always comes back. It's afraid of the rest of the world now.
Yeah.
And it's looking to us for protection. This is why we have special containment procedures instead of special destruction procedures. If you break something, it's broken forever. When you try to destroy an anomaly, you can't take back your mistakes. That's what SCP-1609 has
Preach!
to do.
Preach!
This is why we're right and the GOC is wrong.
Fuck
People.
yeah.
And I think we can all agree with Dr. Sievert on that one. On that note, this concludes our lecture.
Very good. Ooh. This one seems like it's speaking to me. Again, thank you to Volgan. Go give him a sub if you haven't already. He does a lot of audio readings of SCP logs, and they're very easy to listen to and very calming while being terrifying. I want to hear the sadist's tumbler, because I like drinking, and I have a tumbler. So what's this one all about? I don't know. Someone was asking if I can put a video on the corner of the page. It's not really worth it. I mean, you wouldn't really be able to read any of this, and the video is just this repeating on loop.
Everyone.
So it's just kind of a, a vibe thing.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-209. Object Class, Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-209 is to be held in a 0.5 by 0.5 by 0.5 meter pressure-sealed storage locker.
Jesus.
Insulated to prevent any potential aroma from release to the surrounding area. Access to SCP-209 is limited to a single Class 2 or higher staff member for any transport. A standard security detail should accompany any transport of SCP-209 at a distance of at least 23 meters. No more than one human subject of any classification should be within the minimum safe distance of 20 meters of SCP-209 at any time outside of a research trial setting. as current hypotheses regarding the function of SCP-209's active phase indicate enticement to use through olfactory manipulation of some kind. Any staff assigned to the research trial or security detail should be equipped with personal air filtration devices rated at Foundation standards of at least Euclid 3 HEPA filter, oil resistant. Research has approved the use of the prototype modular keycard system, SC Passport, for SCP-209's storage locking mechanism. The keycard for SCP-209 storage is modified with a proximity alarm and deactivation protocol to enforce the single-user only containment mandate.
Criken should get a glass of whiskey for this one. Yo, I'll do it. I'm curious. Is it gonna make me hate whiskey? I'm a little spooked. Which one is this one? This one's called the Sadist's Tumbler. There's a picture of a man holding a whiskey glass. In the meantime, while I'm getting my whiskey, I'm gonna play Russian Bloomer Music, Volume 1. I'll be right back.
Здравствуйте, мальчики. Смотрите на меня в окно и мне кидайте свои пальчики, да, ведь я сажаю алюминиевые огурцы, на брезентовом поле я сажаю алюминиевые огурцы, на брезентовом поле три чукотских мудреца твердят, но без конца. Металл не принесет плода, игра не стоит свеч, результат труда, но я сажаю алюминиевые огурцы, на брезентовом поле я сажаю алюминиевые огурцы, на брезентовом поле. Злое белое колено пытается меня достать. Колом колено колет вены в надежде тайно разгадать, зачем я сажаю алюминиевые огурцы, на брезентовом поле я сажаю алюминиевые огурцы, на брезентовом поле. Кнопки, скрепки, клепки, дырки, булки, вилки. Здесь тракторы пройдут мои и упадут в копилку, упадут туда, где я сажаю алюминиевые огурцы, на брезентовом поле я сажаю алюминиевые огурцы, на брезентовом поле я сажаю.
I don't know why this is so funny to me. I just love the fucking idea of a zoomer that's just incredibly joyous and happy. All right. Let me see how this shows up on camera. This is my anomalous glass. Are we ready?
If more than one human subject is detected in the proximity of both the keycard device and lock, a level 1 containment breach alarm will be sounded and the locking system disabled to prevent removal of SCP-209 from its storage locker. Description: SCP-209 appears to be a single malt Scotch tumbler, 10 centimeters in height and with an 8 centimeter diameter at its widest point.
Uh-oh.
The tumbler shows no manufacturer's marks, but does indicate signs of moderate to heavy use and light wear, including a small chip missing from the rim. When not in the possession of a human subject, the tumbler contains approximately 88 to 91 milliliters, roughly 3 ounces, of an unknown golden brown translucent liquid. This liquid cannot be siphoned, spilled, drained, evaporated, or otherwise removed from SCP-209 by any means other than a human subject taking hold of the tumbler and consuming the liquid. All activator subjects debriefed following a sampling of the liquid produced by SCP-209 reported to be alcoholic in nature and providing a sense of warmth, self-assurance, and general well-being.
I love it. It's great.
This effect is proven to be highly addictive, with methadone therapy currently holding the highest rates of success
I could use
for
some more.
detoxification from SCP-209's effects. For SCP-209 to enter its active phase,
Brett, hello. Ugh. Thank you for the raid. Welcome. You're probably joining a very strange stream. You may have noticed already. Let me try to break it down for you guys. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to creep you out. Hey, look. I know I wasn't shuddering at you. I'm drinking from an SCP right now. Okay, let me try to explain what's going on. We're playing Temtem. I'm currently Luma hunting because I'm the only one. I guess not the only one. I'm not yet Bobo, but I'm close. Actually, I think you're maybe the only other one I'm up against right now for Bobo, Brett. You're the other Bobo one in the running. So watch out. I'm on the hunt, buddy. We're hunting for a Luma, and in the meantime, why not? We're listening to SCP audio logs by the Vulcan. I don't really know why I decided to do this, but my camera stopped working as well, which is why I'm currently. Wow, it's actually gross. So you can see. It looks like you can see all the bacteria on my skin, and not the skin itself. You know, it's like just the outline of it. The current SCP we are listening to is. Let me pull it up. SCP-209, which is the sadist's tumbler. It's basically a whiskey glass, so naturally, I poured myself a whiskey glass. So hopefully, I won't be infected with it. Dabish, thanks for the 8 months too, dude. Also, Brett, have you made the announcement regarding the Ixalponme? Oh, okay. Hold on, guys. We have a little secret. If you're here, you get early access. Well, not literally, but if you're here, you get to hear it from the voice itself. Hello, Brett.
Hey, how's it going?
Well, it's an interesting stream. Anyways, let's not fixate on me. Why don't we talk about you?
What are you up to today?
I'm trying to catch a Luma in Temtem.
That's cool. Funny story, when I was uploading a video onto your channel, I forgot I was still on your channel, and I thought SCP was being recommended into my feed. And I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
And so when I heard the voice again, I was like, I forgot that I was on your channel doing that.
That does make sense that you'd be uploading a video and seeing all your recommended just explode with SCP stuff. That's my bad, dude. We were doing the podcast earlier today, and all the recommended videos were SCP as well, and they're just gonna be completely ruined at this point because there's no shortage of them. But
no, apparently not. Apparently not. Yeah, so I already told my chat this, but Pixelmon Season 3 is going live on February 8th, Saturday. We're putting the servers, we're launching it up, and it's going well. Pretty excited for it.
Yep.
It's gonna be a pretty big, fun, exciting time. So do you want me to tell everyone what's going on with that? Or
yeah, I can explain. So this one is the season where we are opening it up to subscribers yet again. So this isn't just it's not 3 or okay. Season 3. Remember we said season 3 goes on forever? This is the forever part of season 3. We're basically taking the same adventure map that Brett's community has built for the streamers to play on from the last time we did it back in, was it October, I think? Was it
August.
September?
It was
Oh,
it
shit.
Was really
it the
far
summer?
back.
Wow, I forget. Yeah. So we're we're using that same map that's been improved a little bit, I think, and fixed and basically prepared for a mass incursion of people. They've been working very hard on that. And so as a result of that, we're basically going to be treating the server as kind of a rolling, updated thing that will kind of have different events and seasons and, different people coming and enjoying it. So starting off with the launch, Brett's community, everyone that's subscribed to him on Twitch will get the first access, the kind of early access of getting in and experiencing all the adventures because they've been the ones curating it for so long. So if you want to join in on the launch, then you should subscribe to Brett on Twitch. It's Brett Ultimus. We will then be kind of letting in each of the other streamers that have been playing on the previous seasons and all of their subscriber communities kind of in stages. So that way it'll stay kind of fresh instead of everyone joining at once and racing to the end of the game. We'll kind of have like graduating classes and, on like constantly rotating communities, which I think will be really cool. So I think this will be a really fun season, and the streamers, will be playing amongst you guys as well, I believe. I don't know if we have a specific role in this season as
so the way that I kind of have been pitching season 3 to my community and to everyone, and I kind of wanted to pitch to everyone else, is that occasionally we will see streamers kind of like pop in whenever they feel like they want to come in and hang out and play and maybe fight against people, do whatever they want. They're essentially going to be they're players, they're trainers. But one of the main things I really wanted to focus on in season 3 that I felt was kind of like a little but with season 2 is I want it to be more emphasis on community, on you guys over you get to hang out with your favorite streamer kind of sort of thing. So that's why our community built the server for you guys. That's why we want to continue to be a community curated thing. So when we need to expand further and get more builders, it's something we take from the community. It's by the community, for the community. And the streamers also get to pop in and hang out. You never know who's going to be on. You never know who's going to be on.
Well said.
It's going to be a really exciting time.
I think for those that didn't catch the last season of this, it's basically an entire map built in Minecraft. There's a mod for Minecraft that brings Pokemon into it called Pixelmon that has added a ton of fully 3D modeled Pokemon into the game that also behave in like their own right, and they spawn in specific locations. You can go hunting for specific ones. It's a really cool experience, but also these fans, these viewers, these builders have built cities and towns that all have their own kind of culture and dynamic and gyms and everything, and it's a really impressive feat. So there are secrets in the map. There's like a bunch of different stuff, and I think once we bring in all these other communities to come play as the different players, these like factions will probably evolve of like the different subs for each of the streamers, or people that prefer a certain type of Pokemon or a certain town they kind of call their home. And I'm really excited to kind of see that culture evolve. So I think that will be really cool. And then the other thing, oh man, there's something I want to mention. I don't know, man, I lost it. Oh,
it's gone.
Yeah, it's not going to happen now. Do we know the size of the server? People were asking how many people will be on it at one time.
So it depends on. I mean, I can increase the size all the way to 100. So I just need to see how many people are going to be registering. So I'm kind of giving my chat the ability to fill out an application now over on the Discord. If they are a subscriber, they're able to log into a season 3 registration. And they can register their Minecraft name and all that. And we're going to go and see what the sizes of that. If we can still fit more onto a 100-person server, we're going to open up a lottery for everyone else's channels to try and get them. As long as you guys are subscribed to your